3-minute warning? No. Early. This guy down here, wherever he's at.
That guy. This guy.
IRP 268. Michael, Steve, special guest. Ryan Bannister, RBI Crew Cards 7.
I don't think he was joking. I think he just might have just loosely said that. That was great. RBI Cards Crew 7. Long day, Dave.
It's been a long week. So
wow.
Hi, this is my first video content on YouTube. Welcome.
Then why the fuck you getting votes for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame if it's your first video?
Because people are drunk.
Well, I won't argue against that.
See,
However, I will say, our good friend Ryan did get 2 votes from 2 people on this panel.
Oh, thank you. I
just saying.
Appreciate it. This is news to me. So what is this that's going on? Sorry, I'm just now following.
You're very good. You're doing better than my intro for you. So
okay, fair enough. Well, thank you. What are they doing? A Hall of Fame voting or something, or what is this?
So yeah, YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. It's
okay.
It's an annual tradition.
Unlike
no, Eric, you're not seeing a fucking hockey card. At least not at the moment. So they do it every year. Slight change this year, but typically you're voting for 10 channels. Top 5 get in type situation. Well, because Brad made it in last year, year before,
I think.
Yeah, 23, 24, whatever the fuck it is, doesn't matter. And Brad being kind of an OG, him and Scotty Tradition Scott and Ray from Philly took it over and introduced the OG ballot. So any channels that made content before a specific time frame fell onto the OG ballot. December 31st of what day, Dave?
2015.
Okay, there you go. So January 1st, 2016 was the newer channels.
Okay.
Which means Ryan, you and Neil are on the OG ballot, like Dave and I, and even Michael. OG's here, folks.
Yeah.
All 4 of us.
Old guys is what that means. Old guys.
Yeah, that's sure.
But so you have to be making videos for a year to vote. You have to have been making videos for 3 years to be eligible. There's rules and regulations.
Okay. Yeah.
But long story short, Dave and I voted for you on the OG ballot.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Because of, your OG, and there's a lot of people on that ballot that should have been in years ago that because we're OG and people don't know who the fuck they are or who the fuck we are and don't want to know who the fuck we are, just kind of ignore us.
It's too much work. Too much work to go back and learn history.
So that's the long and short of it. But I at least wanted to let you know that Dave and myself did make sure to include you in our OG ballot because, let's face it, well-deserving. You've been around as long as we have, and you're like the YouTube card shop success story. And
thank you.
You can't recognize history unless you address the fact that you guys started from almost nothing, and now look at what you guys are doing. So it had to be done.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the show here with the question. It was just news to me.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
I feel like I live under a rock these days.
Well, it's all right.
I'll try to keep the negativity to a minimum. I just won't speak on it.
Fair.
I didn't vote for you, Ryan, just so you know.
That's okay.
Well,
because I voted for nobody.
Yeah, you didn't cast a ballot at all. So,
I mean, it wouldn't be in your nature to vote for a Vikings fan, so so it was probably best you didn't.
Ooh.
That's not true. I feel bad. For the,
Shots fired.
I feel bad for the like underprivileged people. So
Oh, damn.
That's, I mean, I got nothing. I can't fire back on that one. So, I mean, I'm the
you
idiot
guys-
that became a Vikings fan in '98 and decided all these years I still can't get away from them. That's my own stupidity.
and I became a Packers fan in '99. So I mean, I'm sure you did for Randy.
I did.
And
Yes.
Favre is what got me into football.
Yep.
So and just
There
stuck
you go.
with it.
Eric,
Right.
if you feel the necessity to retract your bid for this abomination of a show, by all means, please feel free to do so. It's going to take you longer to technically recast your ballot because they probably won't accept a removal. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's already been tallied. It's in the
I
system.
don't know. But again, if all else fails, for the record, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. It doesn't matter. It fucking hits the algorithm anyways.
And you have to pay.
And we're just gonna make Eric pay here tonight. So, and there's more people here than what there normally is. I wonder why. No disrespect, Ryan. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the placeholder and what the later topic of conversation will be.
Okay, that's fair. That's all good.
But yeah, Eric, we love you. And at some point, there you go.
There's a hockey card. Oh,
Oh, and Michael went big.
nice LV too.
Nicely done, sir. So,
There you
Emerald. Dave, I don't know where you want to go with this because I'll be honest, when you said what you did, I seriously was like, are you fucking shitting me? Like,
Well, I thought you were going I knew you were going a different direction. And I'm like,
no,
that was-
because
that
normally
was-
you don't. Normally you don't say special guest. Like when you throw down that terminology, like your mind starts to go, okay, like who could it be? Who hasn't been on in a while? Is it going to be somebody new? And then when you pulled that shit, I'm like, I'm hoping you're kidding because like I have no. I would have to graciously bow out of that episode.
No, you would stick around.
No, I don't know. But I will say we are gonna have this one person join us that hasn't been here in a while. We'll do our best to keep him in check. Maybe, perhaps, maybe not.
Possibly.
Our good friend, Mr. Carlos. It's been a while.
I appreciate Steve's optimism. I think it's wonderful that he has some.
Well, I try and play the glass half full, but we all know what to expect. Yeah, Eric, I'm sure like there's going to be a multitude of people who probably leave now that Carlos is here.
No, mostly Eric.
But
He
that's
knows.
okay.
He knows.
He still has to pay regardless. So
Oh yes. Well, if he leaves, he pays double.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go. So now you're stuck, Eric.
Attendance is mandatory. Like you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Anyways, again, going back, Dave, I don't know where you wanted to go with Ryan. I have an idea based on what we kind of touched on.
Yeah, it's this past weekend. I want to know, as I'm sure others do, how did it come about? I know, again, geographically, that wrestler makes the most sense. But tell us about your weekend at the shop.
Okay.
Because again,
Who's
this is your favorite guy. This has been your favorite guy since I believe you've been on YouTube. Because I remember
a
that
long time.
even
Very
back
long time.
then you were a massive fan. So let us know how everything came about. How just the cloud nine that you're still floating around on in life.
Okay. Obviously, this past Saturday was Topps Rip Night across the world. There was like 20 countries, but certain shops were lucky enough to get athletes, wrestlers, etc. And lo and behold, we got word the Friday, but not the Friday before, like I don't know, like 10 days ago, Friday, whatever it was, that officially we were getting Randy Orton. Pretty awesome, exciting. But then on Monday, I had a Zoom call with Topps. Everybody who was getting an athlete had a call, and it basically said they're only required to be there for 20 minutes. That means 20 minutes walking in the door and 20 minutes walking out the door. So I'm like, you know what? Hey, opportunity to get Randy Orton here. Great. We're going to do our part. We're going to social media out. I know Topps is going to do their part, which they did over and beyond, which scared the living crap out of me when I started seeing it all over their Twitter and Instagram, our shop, everything. We had Randy Orton's wife posting on her Instagram. He'll be there. So that we had to up our security with off-duty cops for this event. But fast forward to Saturday, I'm in my head thinking we're getting 20, 30 minutes tops. So we've been telling people no autographs, no photo ops, no nothing. So he shows up. I'm actually able to greet him. We're on the side of the building. We're going to take him through the warehouse. So at this point, he hasn't seen what's behind door number 1 to the shop of the people waiting for him. He has no idea. He came to the side, didn't see anything. You got to remember, my parking lot, which Michael's been to, can only hold about 40 vehicles. Everybody else had to park at the strip mall, and had to be a lot of vehicles over there. So he gets out of the car with the driver and his wife and daughter with him. I've already got word is that if his wife's with him, he's going to be awesome, is what I was told by a source. So I was happy to see that. And his wife was amazing, by the way, and their daughter was really nice. So he gets greeted by the Topps guy. Then I introduced myself. Said, I'm the owner. This is my building. Thank you for coming. He's like, oh, nice. Didn't know this was here. And I was like, yeah. And the guy starts talking, and we're outside. It's cold. And I kind of made the comment. I was like, why don't we all just go inside where we can be in the warehouse and be warm? And so we started talking, and he said he was cool coming out to his song. But then they said, okay, this is what's going to happen. Ryan's going to introduce you. We're going to do some pack awards, blah, blah, blah. Ask you a couple questions. You don't have to sign any autographs. He goes, I'll sign. Okay. That's what they got. They're like, okay, cool. So obviously, I go out there, and he's 15, 20 minutes late from what I was told to be. And again, it's what the time they set in stone. So I go out there, and I get the little Topps microphone they gave me, and I get the honor to introduce him to the crowd, which was awesome. And then we hit his music, and he opens the door and comes out, and his reaction, which I got another angle of another video that hasn't been posted, was his eyes lit up to see the crowd, and he goes, wow. And then he goes, okay, and shakes his head. Well, what we did, we roped off at about 3:00 an area. And Michael's been in my shop, but where our new goodies cases are at, Michael, where we had them at, we roped off that area, which was like a U, and made sure every kid that walked into our shop was pushed, like funneled through to be up there. We wanted all the kids up there, no adults. We're like, hey, we're going to get as many kids that get into our shop up until the time. And then 5 minutes before, we're going to let all the adults then move closer after the rope. So all the kids are up front. He walks through, sees this. Kids are singing. He's high-fiving. There's a video of Parker jumping up and down, ears to ears, smiling. Again, this video is from another angle. So, everything we get, he gets done high-fiving. We're about to start, and then the crowd starts singing, Randy. It was really cool. Then he kicked the pose in front of everybody. Everybody lost it, right? This is stuff people don't get to see, right? Again, remind you, we're probably at 7 minutes at this point through the 20 that I got him. So I introduce him. Obviously, I'm like, hey, Randy doesn't realize this. He's in our shop every day. He's been in our shop every day for years. He's the only athlete that's hanging on our wall. Michael has seen it before. It's the Randy Orton picture I have. And he scopes the room and notices there's nothing else because my buddy watches this. He turns to me and says, I'm signing that before I leave. I was like, okay. Whatever you want to do, man. You're Randy Orton. So I then proceed to ask him a question. And the question is, I have 2 questions I want to ask him. And I said, I got a question, and the crowd would probably appreciate this one. Do you collect anything, or have you ever collected cards or anything? He then proceeded to say how he collects a lot of the things that are from his matches and things of him, because his dad never collected or saved anything. And I think his dad regretted it, so he wants to save that. He then proceeded to tell the story about how he goes, I don't know, kids probably don't remember this. Your parents probably will. I had a match with Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, and there was a bunch of thumbtacks. And he says after the match, that there was a ton in his boots, and he has them all in a jar at his house still from that match that were stuck to his boots. Then his wife's telling me later that there's ones in there with blood that they were taking out of his back and stuff. Those were in there as well. I was like, that is awesome, So then my next question was going to be, if you could collect an up-and-coming superstar, who would it be? However, pretty cool moment. Kids started raising their hand. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? And he looks at me, and I'm like, go for it, answer a kid's question. So then at this point, he answers a couple kids' questions. It was pretty funny. It was actually cool questions. The tops guy at this point is the quote-unquote captain. He's telling me we got to start doing backwards, right? Because, again, we're against the clock. So we do pack wars, and I'm like, whoever gets the lowest number card is going to win a prize, and you get to keep the packs. So we made sure every kid got a pack, which we hand out 60 packs, which is that's how many kids were up front. There had to be another 120 plus adults. I mean, if you see the pictures, this thing is packed wall to wall. So we're doing pack wars, and then a kid wins. He gets the lowest numbered card. I give him a Randy Orton 2015 Topps Undisputed autograph. That was the second of my PC that I gave away. And then kids start asking if he'll sign autographs. So he starts signing, and kids are handing him like Alexa Bliss base cards, Charlotte Flair. So I'm like, all right. Well, he turns to me and he goes, and this is quietly, and we're, again, sitting in front of everybody, in front of the sea of people. He goes, I'm not leaving until everybody in here gets an autograph. I was like, holy shit. So I go, well, okay, do you prefer to sign your own cards or other people's? And he goes, do you have some of my cards? I go, yes, give me 5 minutes. So I run back to my office, and my guy, Guru and Matt are in there. I was like, there should be a box full of Cactus Jack base cards down there. I joined a ton of breaks for Randy Orton. Find me every Randy Orton base card you can and insert. Next thing you know, I'm coming back with a stack like this, plop it down, and he's signing that. He's signing kids' cleats. He's signing kids' hats, kids' shirts, adults, everything. Adding the Viper to some of his inscriptions. He is answering every question that's asked of him. Anybody asks a question, he asks, will you take a selfie? Sure. And we're talking about hundreds of people that he did this for over 2 hours. And he was only required to be there for 20 minutes. Think about that. So it doesn't stop there. This is just for the event. We're already at this point, we're delayed to start our event at 5:15. So we had to form the line outside, and Neil had to keep going out, tell people we're going to be a little bit late starting. Our apologies. We were like 30 minutes late, but all good reasons why. I never expected that to go like that. And this is me meeting my hero. Essentially, he was only like 2 or 3 years older than me, but for collecting and everything, it was crazy. They say, don't meet your heroes. Well, unless your hero's name's Randy Orton, you probably don't want to meet him, because he was the GOAT, man. He was awesome. So afterwards, we're done. He cuts the video that we posted. Matt gets the thing down the wall. He signs that to RBI Crew 7. Thanks for everything. Randy Orton, the Viper inscription, which is just awesome. So we go in our podcast breaking room. We had set up our Stand Tall banner for pictures, and then I laid out the best of my best singles of Orton, basically all my one-on-ones and all this stuff. So he comes in the room with his wife, daughter. Then we got, obviously, videographers, everything. My family's here, some of my friends, and him and I just start looking at the cards with Parker's in front of me. We're showing him the cards, and he was truly, impressed. He was like, wow, this is just really cool. We talked about it for 5 minutes. He was then saying how he has saved a lot of his cards over the years, and low-numbered cards that he didn't know what PSA was grading. He's like, it's something that I can get done. And I was like, absolutely. I'm like, he's like, this Fanatics Topps approve of this company. And they're like, yes, we stand by that company. It's for legit. I go, if you ever need help, obviously you can talk to them, but I'm local. I'm happy to help you out. And then we talked about my 2 favorite ones, which are my impeccable inscription autos. They have 4 or 5 inscriptions on each. And he goes, this is rare. I don't do that. I don't sign that many like that. He goes, I may have only signed 3 like that in all my years, and I have 2 of them. Remind you. So then I showed him the one that Parker pulled on his birthday or Christmas the one year. And then he's just looking and he's just like, this is really cool. Finds the 06 Heritage Superfractor non-numbered one, which back then they were numbered to 25. And he picks it up and shows his daughter. And he goes, look, this is when Daddy had hair. And so she's like, oh my God, that's what you look like. And then this girl that came with one of the Tops guys, kind of her and his daughter hung out and played the whole time. They're about the same age. And she's like, was that you in the olden days? He goes, yes, that was me in the olden days. He goes, that's when we used to ride horses and stuff. He said something really funny. But, man, it was just so cool. Then he started talking. I overheard him talking to one of the Tops people. He's like, what's some of the stuff worth? $500-$600? We're like, I think it's more than that. So I said, let me intervene. I can tell you, I paid $6,000 for that one. I paid $2,000 a piece for this. He goes, wait, what? I go, yeah. I go, you're not cheap on me, man. He goes, Kim, his wife said, get over here. Are you listening to this? And I'm like, there's a lot of money spent on this table. Shannon made a comment as he was first looking, what's it like to beat your biggest fan? And everybody in the room, including him, started laughing. And oh man, dude, we all got pictures with him. I didn't want one just me. I wanted one with my family. So we all got that. And then he took a picture of every one of my staff member that wanted one. And he didn't tell anybody no. He didn't tell anybody no. The funniest thing he did was a kid kept asking him for his number. All right. So finally he goes, give me your phone. So he puts his 314 is the area code out. He puts in some random number, probably somebody he knows. And then he goes here. And then like 2 minutes later, the kid goes, he hands it back to me. He goes, do me a favor. Don't call me, like joking around. And then 2 minutes later, the kid goes, is that really your number? He goes, no, it's not my number. But man, he was having so much fun with everybody, and he not once felt like he needed to rush out. At one point, he's like, I need a bathroom break. And I was like, they're like, hey, where's the bathroom? I was like, here, I'll just show him. I'm walking back there with them. And I was like, dude, thank you again for doing this. You did not need it. I didn't think you'd be past 20 minutes. He goes, man, well, they told me 20 minutes. I told them they were freaking crazy. It's like, there's no way I'm doing this appearance in 20 minutes. Yeah. And to just meet who you collect and do this day in and day out. And he's been your favorite wrestler for 20 years, I guess, something like that. I don't know, man. It was better than I could have dreamed of, better than I could imagine. Again, a lot of kudos goes to Tops. This was strategically done. Obviously he lives probably 15, 20 minutes from us, I think. Exactly. But I know that the town is close, and this almost happened last year. This fell apart 24 hours before last year. And a lot of it, I think, had to do with he wasn't in the script back. He wasn't in the storyline. He was out with that. Kevin Owens gave him a pile driver, and he was out with a bad neck or injury. But it worked out better because we were in the old shop, and there's no way we could have done this event in the old shop. So, again, I reached out to people at Tops thanking them, and they knew about it for 2 weeks, and they were excited to tell me because they knew, A, that I was a massive wrestling fan, and B, that he was my favorite wrestler. They're very knowledgeable of how much of a collector I am of them. So to make that happen for me and my family, and not just me, man, so many kids, so many smiles, so many, even adults, like people were still coming the next day buzzing about it. People were messaging us. My kid can't stop smiling. He keeps talking about it. Like even going in today, it's just so cool. And I'm glad I got to spend that, share that moment with my family, my friends, collectors who wanted to be there, or just fans. It was, I hope he comes back one day. I mean, he did say really nice things about the shop. He thought the shop was really nice. I don't know how much he knows of cards outside of what he signs. So I think this might have opened up his eyes to what this industry really is. I don't know. But I think he had a good time overall. And I've heard great things from the Tops people. They gave us a lot of credit saying we handled the thing right. We did everything we needed to. We ran a really good everything, because there was 3 Tops representatives there. There was a captain they sent who's with the company. There was the content guy, and then there was the guy who does like autograph signing for like cards. And then WWE sent their own content person. So at one point, I had 4 people that are flew in from all different parts to be a part of this 20-minute moment. So that's it, man. It was awesome.
I'll say that fatherhood for him probably mellowed him out, because I know pre-fatherhood he was not exactly the most well-revered wrestler out there. At least if, again, you want to believe everything, believe some of the stuff that was said about him. And in his early years, especially. But
Early, you got to remember, he was in his 20s. He was given a lot at a young age, and
oh yeah,
I mean, let's be honest. If there was things about us when we were in our early 20s or mid 20s, let's be honest, we're still adult, kids, adults. So
yeah, still that's awesome. That is again not at all what I expected to hear. I mean, it looked like he had when you introduced him, you could see that he was shocked.
he did not know it was behind door number one. I think he was genuinely like, wow. I don't know if it was, wow, what did I get myself into, or wow, this is badass. I don't know. I think it was more of, wow, this is badass. And again, man, to have his wife there the whole time, his daughter and his wife was extremely so nice and sweet. She talked to everybody, customers, like collectors, me, people behind the thing. She was so genuinely nice. Again, it's just everything. You could dream something up, and now you couldn't dream how great this went down.
Well, now what's next for you guys after that? And coming down from that,
That's a question my wife asked me on Sunday. She goes, I think you've got, if anything you've ever dreamed about in life, you've gotten it. I think there's probably only one person you want to meet, and that's LeBron. I'm like, I really don't think I want to meet LeBron. I don't think I want to meet LeBron. Not that like that, but I just enjoy the athlete he is. But I do want to meet Seth Rollins. I think that could happen in time. We actually have some mutual friends. So I think that could happen in time. I would like to meet him. But it's crazy to say, I think I've got about everything I've dreamed about in life, and I'm blessed to be in the position I am. And you couldn't tell me in a million years that I thought, like, I had hope that one day Randy would somehow walk in just because we're close, but never thought the words RBI Crew 7 would come out of his mouth. I never thought he would hang out. Never thought I'd get to show him my collection. I got to witness him sign a pretty remarkable card I can't talk about right now, but I will in time once I can talk about it. That was a special moment for me. Everything that I went through to me, and I told a lot of people this, I said this about, take this as a moment, and this was leading up to the event. Like, this is a moment. This is going to be, again, there's no autographs. There's no very limited photos. And I was falsifying telling people's things because I did not expect it to be like that. I did not. I just assumed 20 minutes in and out. It was awesome. Thanks for coming in. Have a good day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. What's his name? Seth Rollins. He's from Davenport. So again, that's not a entirely long drive from you guys either. So again, it's not like Brian Danielson from Seattle or somebody there. It's like this is still a regional guy. So hopefully that'll come to pass too. Because again, if that's one good thing about Fanatics is they're trying to really interject the hobby with the people that are on the cards.
Experiences. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I like that aspect of it. Maybe not some other aspects, but that seems to be something where, again, if you're not necessarily all in on cards and you see, hey, Randy Orton's at the local shop, you're like, what?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we had a lot of people show up that don't do cards and just got word of it. I mean, obviously, Toss posted it out. I'm sure word got out. But, I mean, everybody left with a smile on their face, and I'll say this, they were sent, pro athletes around everywhere. WWE superstars are, embedded and educated and taught to really be great with the people. And if you saw, like I saw Finn Balor engaging, Cody Rhodes, all these other wrestlers, were engaging. I heard Cam Ward was in and out in 20 minutes to the dot. I heard Cooper Flag was in and out in 30 minutes. Not saying it wasn't like a great thing, but hearing for the Tots people, they were blown away for what Randy Orton did and how long he was there. I mean, you got to remember, yeah, Cody Rhodes is big now, but out of every wrestler that went anywhere, nobody has 14 championships. He has anywhere close to that. I mean, he's third all time, and I hope he's tied for third with Triple H. I hope he gets to 15 so he could be third all time, one under Flair. But I mean, a name like him, that's a world name. It's a worldwide name, whereas a lot of these football players aren't really known worldwide unless they're playing in those countries. WWE travels the world. I mean, to get that name and to get my GOAT and to get somebody of that magnitude to be like that, to be amazing. And I was on the Book the Last podcast talking about this today, and I'll be talking about it again on Thursday. I've been talking to friends and family, reaching out. It's just, I just don't think I could have scripted something better.
And I think a lot with the WWE guys, again, as much as folks don't like Cena, they saw Cena's philanthropic, like the what is it, the Make-A-Wish, like those type of things. It's like you take the time for these people.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if it's the top guy in the ring or top gal in the ring, down to the janitor, the ticket taker, the popcorn vendor, appreciate these guys top to bottom. Give them your time because they took their money to go see you.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to keep people coming back to see you. So if you, instead of 30 minutes like you're mandated, you do 2 hours, you put it in your schedule. And again, Randy being half hour from you at max, it's like, why not? That's how, even with the prices going up on everything, WWE has continuously maintained the fan base and grown because people, you high five, selfies after the matches, the just stuff that it's almost little things, but it's not to the people that it happens to, because that's like, man, that's my guy. Now I'm all in.
You're right. It's like a spark that hits, and it's a lifelong fan. You know, a moment like that. I mean, Nathan, who works for me, is a massive Rey Mysterio fan, and he was telling me yesterday at his work. He goes, "I'm not gonna lie." He's like, "Rey Mysterio is my number one, but after how amazing Randy Orton was, he is truly my number 2 favorite wrestler of all time now. Like, he wasn't even ranked up." He goes, "But just to have him like that and know that he was that amazing, he's like, he's my number 2 now. Like, there's no question. Like, just by that, think of how many people he touched, you know, locally. I mean, people are watching from afar. My Tops rep, he's called, we talked yesterday, and he said, I watched that video. He goes, "I'm a diehard wrestling fan," is what he tells me. I didn't know that, you know, and he said, just seeing that video gave me chills, you know, just to see how amazing that went. And apparently a lot of people there at Tops were buzzing about just a great rapport from our event, just to see the content that's out. There's a lot that's still yet to come. Stephanie Mama Breaks, her and her video guy came in on their own dime, hung out, amazing time. He is incredible. He does pictures, video. We're going to have a lot of content about this. I have a ton of pictures from it, video, a lot of series that's going to come out. So this whole day was documented. It was awesome because I didn't have to worry about once grabbing my phone. It was to the point where we got a picture of my family. I took in the moment, same as my wife, that not one of us gave the phone. We just let other people take it. And then we somehow, not even my people that we knew before, you know, this weekend, and then they got us the picture. Because Jan's like, "Where's the picture at?" You know, I'm like, "I don't know. Hopefully somebody has it," you know. So it was nice to just take in that moment and take in that whole entire day. There was a lot of emotions leading up. I was very stressed, not about meeting him, about what if this doesn't go well? You know, what happens in 20 minutes when people are upset? And though we've told them no autographs, they've called no autographs. You know what? I have 2 off-duty police officers. I mean, I was told I need to hire them to prevent the autograph hounders. Well, it didn't matter. I mean, people were rolling in with wrestling chairs, with everything. It's like they loaded up their cars with the outside chance that he would sign, and people were then just bringing in everything wrestling. They may have been driving home and getting the stuff and coming back. But he did not tell one person no. Like, not one person, "No, I'm not signing that. I won't do that." Dude, I mean, never in a million years. Like, I just still in shock, you know. And I hope I run into him again. I mean, I don't know if he'll ever come back to shop, and I don't know if Tops will like run it back next year. I mean, you got to kind of do something new, but I'd take it back every year. I mean, if he wants to come back anytime he wants to do it, you know, they know I'm going to pack a house. They know that I'm going to do everything right that needs to promote an event like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting him there was awesome. It did not cost me anything to bring him in, period.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, zero. I was talking to my wife the day after, and when Backlash, which I'm wearing the shirt from Backlash, it was him and Cena's last match. Whenever that was here, there was a whole, it might have been Backlash, it might have been another event, but there was a meet and greet. If you got these VIP seats, it was a meet and greet with Randy Orton. I think it was like $5 or $10 for the seat and to meet him. And I'm like, people got an experience for free, and an experience that was probably better than that experience. Not saying it would have been a bad experience, but just to be in that room with him that long, just to, we eventually had to tell people like, hey, once you get your autograph and picture, you need to file out or back up, because he was like, he's like, I want to get everybody in here, let's go, let's get this, he's like, hey, we had to start, tell people like nicely, like, if you're done, hey, let's get everybody through, he wants to sign for everybody. Let's make this happen. So, man, it was just, I don't know. I'm still in cloud nine. I'm still in shock more than anything. I haven't even done like a thank you post yet because I've just been taking it in and really trying to find the right words to say and post. But I think I'm just enjoying still being on the high, I guess you could say.
Well, I made sure I sent a congratulations text like long before the event when I started seeing it posted on Instagram because, I could have gone into a lot more details in my text message, but at the same time, I knew you still, because of when it was posted, even though you knew a few days probably prior, there was still some planning and some setup and everything that needed to be done. So I didn't want to write some long ass paragraph and knowing that, I was happy for you guys, most notably for you, because I've known, every time you turn around, there's a Randy Orton post somewhere on Instagram. But I love the fact that it turned out better than you could have than it was expected, I guess. 20 minutes, I mean, I get it from an experience perspective, and, they probably want to be respectful of these individuals' time. But what could you actually accomplish in 20 minutes as it pertains to what Topps Rip Night is about? You're going to sit there and open a couple packs. You're going to have one set of pack wars with one random person in a packed fucking house.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect. Like, I don't want to turn this into a negative conversation, but you got to put things into perspective. Everywhere that they did I'll call it a celebrity, because I know Emma Roberts even went to a Topps Rip Night somewhere in Atlanta. I think she was at Cards HQ in Atlanta. I mean, she's an actress. Yes. Right? But you had athletes, you had, actors, actresses, WWE superstars, all doing certain things. And that's a lot to pack in 20 minutes. And again, not to take away from the experience, because maybe there were other obligations, things like, we don't always know, right?
Yeah, we don't know. No.
But the fact that he set the expectation early on, basically like, hey, they may have told me this, but no, that's not how we're going to do this.
Basically how he kind of said to me without saying to me that way. He's basically used words that are out of their fucking mind if they think I'm doing this in 20 minutes. But I don't think he knew what he signed up for. I don't think he knew how many people were going to be there, but I think he was truly appreciative of it. I mean, remember, he's 45 now. I mean, he's not going to be wrestling
much
10 years from, I mean, he's still in phenomenal shape. I mean, it's he still got it. I mean, hell, here's the crazy thing is the night before he was the main event in Louisville of SmackDown the night before, and then he's here the next day. It's but I mean, he's still amazing in the ring. He still could do it because he puts himself in great shape. So but again, it's not like he's 35. It's 45. So I think maybe he wants to appreciate what time he's got. I don't know. We just watched AJ Styles retire officially. If you follow wrestling, that was great last night. I watched that. So I don't want to watch, it's like sucks, like knowing that obviously he's closer to retiring than not retiring, at the age he's at. And then most of the guys that are the Roman Reigns rounds are closer to retire. That's the thing that stinks. Like somebody like Randy Orton has been wrestling in the WWE for 2002 he came up roughly. We're talking almost 25 years of wrestling, whereas like somebody like Seth Rollins, who's also been wrestling for almost 20 years, has only been in the WWE since like 2013 or 2012 when he was in NXT. You know, we've got to see the longevity of Orton at a young age do what he's done for so long versus these other guys who have to come up through the indies and everything, you know? So I think there's a lot more there to it, to where like we're missing maybe some of their younger years. We've got to watch Randy from start. We're going to watch him from start to finish. You know, there was no like he just went to the what was it, the OVC back then, if I'm correct, Dave.
Yep.
Is where he was at with Batista, Cena, Lesnar. He's
Yeah.
back there. And that was like developmental NXT, but wasn't even that. And he wasn't there long. He was out of all those guys, he was the first one to come up because he made such. He wasn't great at first, but he just clicked, you know. And he was. If you name the list of those guys, you know, he was the smallest out of all of them, but he was the first one up. And he's had such a long career. So just again, just to like, I don't know. I'm still trying to find the words to say. It's just awesome, man.
Well, yeah, that's the shitty part of getting older too, because like you said, Styles. I remember reading on the old PW Torch,
Oh gosh, yeah.
like NWA Wildside, and you
Mhm.
see AJ Styles defeats whoever, and you're like, I don't know who that is, but that sounds like a cool name. Then you see him Dying Days WCW. He's on like Thunder a couple matches.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's sort of just floating around before TNA Ring of Honor get going. Then he's doing double dip in there until it's like, well, no, you either got to be in TNA or Ring of Honor. So I'm like, 04, I think it was. Pick your poison, because that's it. You're not jumping back and forth. So seeing him retire, I'm like, oh, this sucks. This is a guy I've watched from basically day one. Orton, like you said, that whole crew under Cornette came up, and they were all megastars. You had Lesnar, Cena, Orton. When I remember the drop kick and that stupid flying cross body, it's like that's the only two moves he had. I'm like, this isn't WWF 1970s. I mean, I'm hoping at some point you come up with a finisher, and I mean, RKO. I mean, it's other than NWO, those are probably the three initials that resonate the most, especially now with newer fans in wrestling. It isn't even WWE. It's not TNA. It's like RKO.
You know RKO more than TKO now. You know, it's like RKO is just out there. Even if you don't like wrestling, you know, chances are you know what RKO is. You know what that means. You know, it's man, he branded himself so well too.
Yeah, and again, he hasn't had like a. Yes, there's been injuries, but I mean, every wrestler's had something, injuries, movies, doing whatever, time off, which again they deserve, because again, that's people saying it's fake. The results are predetermined, pending an injury in the ring, but it's still a very physical, arduous, laborious job.
We watched an injury last night, and Bronson Reed was supposed to win that match. I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah,
I
have to call an audible. That it happens, but he's been in there 25 years. He's had injuries, but still, he's at a higher level than I think a lot of the guys are now, because he's always been that methodical guy. Almost like Triple H Jr. in the sense of a cerebral assassin.
Yeah, and Triple H took him under his wing, obviously. So, you know, it's yeah.
So what about you? What's next for like coming up card show wise? The Chicago one's got to be coming up on next month. Spectacular.
Yeah. So March is a pretty crazy month for me. So obviously this weekend we're celebrating my youngest son's birthday party on Saturday. He'll be 5 next week. That's Blake. And then next weekend, I hope to see Michael, is the first Columbia show of the year is next weekend. March 7th, I think. Oh, yeah, look at it.
Well, it's supposed to be 70 degrees, and I think I want to play golf.
Okay, that's good.
But
well,
I didn't realize it was a Columbia show next weekend.
Yeah, it's the first one of the year. So it's March 7th. So I'll be coming up to Columbia Friday night with Parker. John Yates and my buddy Jason Gillespie is going to fly in and go to the first one there.
Jason's going to be there?
Yeah, Jason's coming in. He's going to fly in Thursday to meet up with me. I think we're at dinner, and then he'll come up with me on Saturday. And then Denny's having his 40th party next Saturday. We got delayed because that snowstorm we got. So I have to go to Columbia Friday, Saturday, come back Saturday. I think I take Parker to a kid's party. Then I got to go to Denny's 40th that night. So it's a long day. But then the next weekend is what Dave just said. The Chicago Sports Spectacular will be the next weekend, which I'll be there. Unfortunately, our friend Randy has done that show with us for many years. He passed away last month, very unexpectedly. So it'll be the first time since I've done the show out there with him in a long time that he won't be there. So it's going to be really weird, but I'm going to do something, some type of percent of my sales to go towards his family as like a fun thing. So I think the other guys are going to pitch in some money too. We want to give to his family just because, he meant a lot to us. So, but then the next weekend after that, I leave. Finally, get to go on an actual vacation with my family for the first time this year. We're going to Punta Cana, so that'd be nice. We leave Saturday, come back that Thursday, I think, and then that 28th and 29th of March, Michael, Card Shot's back.
Okay.
28th and 29th.
I just had a brain fart. The Columbia show's not this Saturday.
It's next Saturday. Next Saturday. You're good.
Yeah, I'll be
next
there.
Saturday. You're good. Okay.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be beautiful this weekend. So, my March is crazy. Then we get into April. I got to leave Easter night to go to the Tops Industry Conference, which if you guys want to have me on after that, I'm happy to talk about that. And then the next weekend after that's the 3-day show in St. Louis. So I think like a 6-week crazy stretch of like bang, bang, bang after this. This is like my last little normal, okay, we just got a kid's birthday party, watch Elimination Chamber. But next weekend really kicks off my crazy 6-week stretch of just shows and life. So
Wouldn't have it any other way, though, I'm sure, Ryan.
it takes a toll on me, man. At least the vacation's like halfway through, which we're excited about. We're going with some family and friends, so it'll be good. I'm actually looking forward to getting away and enjoying the trip without cards, which I'll still probably find a way to look at cards, to be honest, on my phone, not at Punta Cana. So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could still.
There's a hidden collection down there somewhere.
There might be. I mean, we went to Nickelodeon Resort in Cancun last year. I brought a case of SpongeBob for the kids to rip, and we never once ripped it. I even I forgot it was in my briefcase the whole time. So we brought cards and then never opened them and brought them home. And I was like, by the way, but we just had too much fun. We had too much going on. I thought it was like, we'll get some downtime to rip. There was no downtime, which is what it's about. It's for my kids, man.
Right.
I hope you find out that Tops is going to have 5-star for football again.
I will find out everything in April.
Yeah.
I will find out everything. They'll probably show us their calendar there, which will then should get out. It should be put out there social media wise. They announce it there, and then that's when it can go out there publicly. Usually, so they'll show a kind of a projected calendar of releases. So come April, they'll have. I'm tired. It's been a long week and a half. They'll have basketball, football, baseball, obviously. They'll have a lot, man. It's going to be different for sure. Panini's still supposed to make cards unlicensed, but they're going to make cards still, from everything I'm being told from Panini and sources. So we're still going to have them. They're not going to make as many products. There'll still be downtowns, kabooms, all that stuff.
I mean, they've been doing it for years with baseball, so they must be making money with it.
Yep, and I've seen some mock-ups of the kabooms, and they do a really good job. Their photography is doing a really good job to hide the logos, not kind of like at the angles they're taking up players and stuff. So I'll give them credit. Like, you really can't tell there's not a logo. I'm curious. It will probably be. I would think boxes are going to be more affordable to rip, and the singles aren't going to bring as much. But who knows? Just don't know.
Well, yeah, Carlos can attest to some of the unlicensed select and things for baseball actually having a decent resale value. Carlos picked up a few back when.
I did okay on those. A lot of people weren't caring about them, and then I did okay on those.
Good.
Yep.
You talking about like kabooms and stuff?
No, a lot of the parallels,
parallels.
a lot of a lot of the Soto stuff and stuff around circa 2018. A lot of people weren't looking at those ones. So if you picked up some of the lower numbered stuff, it's still a lower number one. So when Soto was kind of at his apex, then I moved it on. and then the prices come back down. So actually, if somebody really wanted to, they could buy it back now, and it's less expensive than it was at its peak. You could have
Yep.
bought it cheap, sold it high, and then rebought it much lower. So you could 100% have gotten the card back and made your money in the meantime.
Yeah, and if you collect catchers, unlicensed really actually doesn't hurt that bad, because if they're in their catcher's gear, you don't see the logos anyway.
You can't see a logo anywhere. You're right. Absolutely. Good point.
Because I saw
So-
some really nice Bench and Salvi Perez cards. I'm like, it wouldn't bother me owning those because you don't miss the logos.
And they're more
With football,
affordable,
sometimes
too.
you can cheat too. I actually did a side by side with the Topps card and then one of the unlicensed ones. And because if the quarterback is head on, the logo's on the side of the helmet, you can't see it anyway. So with the
No.
uniform, if the shot is, I actually put the two cards side by side. I go, okay, so which one's the unlicensed one? I obviously but if you look at them, it's like both companies decided to use a similar image. So if you're getting the head forward shot, so if they use an intelligent picture, it's like, guys, what good did the logo do you? Like you're looking at the same
Right.
shot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I saw 25 Topps Chrome football got spoiled by an athlete.
Matthew
Yeah.
Signed
Golden.
an autograph. Yep.
Yeah.
Which I find interesting because there was some speculation that Topps wasn't going to release any 25.
They
Football
told us
product.
flat out they told us flat out that they weren't, but I got word of this 2 months ago that this was possibly happening. And from my understanding, I believe athletes were told not to do that. And
Well, I'm
Oops.
sure.
leave it to the Packers. Leave it to the Packers to screw it up for everybody.
And the curious thing with that is the autographs on those cards he showed look nothing like anything he's signed before.
Makes you question things. That's for damn sure.
Oh, big time. Because most of these guys can't write in cursive, so that's why you only get letters.
Right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Good point.
So we are coming up on the hour. Want to be cognizant of Brian's time because I know we only had him
Sorry.
for about an hour. Normally I wouldn't do this, but we have had a significant number of people in and out. I'm going to pose the question to the chat. If there's anything that you would like to ask Ryan that he may not have covered as it pertains to Topps Rip Night and Randy Orton's guest appearance, we'll give you a few minutes to throw it in the comments and we'll make sure Ryan has the opportunity to answer. Most likely very long-winded, but we appreciate that as it is because he just doesn't give you a yes answer and then we move on. So, and he may have answered everything, but at the same time, in the event that there is something that maybe you wanted to ask or we happen to miss it, because there for a while the chat was kind of moving a little fast and I was struggling to keep up. Sorry. Please take a moment to ask while we got him for a few more minutes. And if you don't, that's fine too.
How was business besides good?
Booming, as Ben would say. No, sorry. It's great. We're growing locally. The shop continues to grow in sales. We have our daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. We continue to gain. We're already up very significant amount in 26 already. Online has just been wild, but our focus continues to be the local, what we could build with local people, collectors, and it's nuts, man. We haven't lost a week yet, and I love it. It's great. I mean, I just think there's got to be slow down at some point, and just hasn't done. What's up, sweetie?
Well, that just means you're doing something right, though, Ryan. So, and that's a shout out to you and your team. So,
thank you. What's wrong? What'd you do? You got a paper cut? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not bleeding, so you're okay.
Do you see one?
You're okay.
Do I
kiss it,
have
make it
one?
feel better, Dad.
You want me to kiss it?
Do I have one?
You a paper cut? I don't. It looks like a very tiny, but it's not bleeding, so you're okay. I'll get him. I'll bring him in a little bit. I'll get him. I got to take him out in a little bit. Before I go, I got to show you the newest member of our family. You guys obviously remember Colt. We got a
Yes.
dog about 10 days ago. We got a dog unexpected. He is a mini golden doodle. His name is Charlie. He is our first dog we've had in 2 years.
Another Charlie.
We got another Charlie.
Yeah, I got Charlie.
We got Charlie here too.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got Charlie here too.
I'll get him in a minute. I gotta wait till I'm ready to go. He's sleeping right now. I gotta get him up. So he was. But I don't think all three of my kids have ever agreed on anything in life, but they all agreed on this dog. And he was the third dog we looked at the place too. So yeah, show you him at the end. So
Well, so far nobody's had anything to ask. But again,
they probably don't need a long-winded answer, right?
that probably has nothing to do with it.
They just realized we weren't talking about them, so they left.
You guys asked me what it was about. I want to tell you everything that most people probably don't know, and I want to give you guys kind of a story. What? He's a boy. I think they know he's a boy. He's a boy. He's a boy. Had a baby. It's a boy.
Yes. Your daddy told us.
She is the one that she will definitely. She's not afraid of a computer or get out of camera. That's for sure. She lives for the limelight. So
Well, no, I'm speaking for myself, but I know Dave will send you off. But again, congratulations. That was that was truly awesome for you guys to experience that. The fact again that he basically gave a middle finger to Tops and said, I'm here for you guys. I want to do this the right way. That says something about him as an individual.
Well,
So-
to correct it, I think in their contracts, it's a minimum is all the.
I'm sure.
It's
but-
nothing like that. I would say it's just what they're required. If they go over, that's on them. So I kudos to them for getting them there. But yes, I know what you're saying though.
But it's great experience for you, your family, your staff, your customers. That's just awesome. Like
This is
that's a feel good story for everybody here. I'll even
There he is.
There we go.
There he is.
Baby.
it's the doggo.
Oh,
Yeah, you see,
that's
he was tired. You just tell how tired he is. He actually came to work today because Shannon had to work today with me, so he hung out a lot. So I think he's had a long day.
He's adorable.
Thank you, man. Yeah, he was not a plan by. We went to eat some Mexican, and next door was the pet store. And next thing you know, we're coming on with the dog, and we're back in it now. So we're back in that having a new kid.
you eating Mexican food?
I was getting ready to say the same thing. You eat Mexican food? No, that's the only part of the story I don't believe.
It was Valentine's Day, and we had 3 kids, and we're like, what place isn't probably busy we can go to? Probably a Mexican restaurant. It's probably not
We
busy.
didn't like it.
What?
We didn't like
You didn't like it, but it worked out. You got a dog.
Yeah.
Well, you said when we would go to the pet store. Since Blakey wasn't eating, you said we would go to the pet store.
I
and
did.
We turned out getting the dog.
I know we did. Yep, we did. I had to con my kid into, to go to the pet store. So, yeah. Look how much that costed me, guys. Look at the con that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dog.
Be careful. Be careful.
That was a very expensive meal.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, but it was worth it. No, we're excited to have him. He's really chill. He's not crazy and hyper like Colt was, even though I missed that dog. But he's gonna be big. Big for us. He's like 25 pounds. So
Yeah.
He's not that heavy.
You got it.
Seriously?
we're gonna try.
Like a Great Dane or a Mastiff or something like that. So that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Point.
Well, Dave, anything you'd like to close up with?
He's
So
tired.
we can let Ryan go take it easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I got to go get 3 kids to bed now. So I got my next job's going on. So
Dad,
what?
well,
Be careful. Isn't that for your cousin?
Yeah, but it keeps flipping.
Well, you got to be careful. It's a gift. We got a 3D. They got a 3D printer for Christmas, and they're obsessed with it. But Savvy, go put it back, please. It's not yours.
It keeps flipping.
Because you're gonna break it. Go put it back, please. It's a gift. You're holding it like by its head. It's just gonna break, and your mom's gonna kill you. Jeez.
Oh, I miss those moments.
Thank you, Ryan, for coming on short
Thanks,
notice. I'm glad. I messaged you too quick, and I wanted to, when I saw you announce that, I'm like, this is what you. This is basically the dream of all dreams. Your favorite wrestler, at your card shop that you built. You helped. You were the architect. I'd say Neil's more of like the numbers guy, but you're the architect of it. Architect, get it?
Yeah, I do. I got it. I don't know. I don't think the other one's got it, but I got it.
But
You sure?
I got it.
again, it's absolutely awesome seeing that. Super glad it went better than you could have ever expected. And again, leave it to like the WWE wrestlers to go above and beyond, and the football players to keep looking at the time and dipping out. And the the minimum time. So I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad Randy was there. I'm glad you guys all had it. Again, I've said it before with like local wrestling events, like the indie stuff. If there's like a legend there, and you can go see the wrestling for like $20 and meet the legend for like $20, do that because that's a memory you'll still have of that. It's just like they're going again. You didn't pay 5 to 10 grand. You didn't get to see an event, but you got that memory that a lot of these people will remember, but also remember that you helped provide. So again, super stoked for you. I speak for everyone. Nothing but the best. More successes, more more arrows up. That's what we want to see. Arrows up.
Thank you.
The hot list. So, and thanks for
Right.
jumping in again. That's always an
No,
honor.
no, man. Like I said, you hit me up, and I know my schedule's got to get even crazier. And this week's kind of a light week for me. So it just seemed fitting for me to get on this week and take the time. I can't thank you guys enough for always having me. I'll be back soon, I'm sure. And it's always good to chat with you 3, 4. Carlos, nice to meet you, by the way. So, but no, it's been good as always. I appreciate it, man. I'm very grateful and appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome, my friend.
Take
See
it
you
easy,
soon.
Ryan.
We'll
All
get
right,
them
man.
kids to bed.
I gotta go. Well, I gotta take a dog to the bathroom first. Then I gotta get the kids to bed. So, all right. On that note, I'm signing out. I'm gonna go to bed. But you guys have a great show. Whatever happens next, I don't know if I want to know or not. Based on what Steve was talking about earlier. Give me a recap tomorrow. What the heck goes down? Okay.
I will.
Ryan, one thing you will learn if you ever talk to these guys is that I'm rarely silent for this long. I just don't want to ruin the moment. I wanted you.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to watch back on this. It seems like it's gonna be great. So. Oh, look at that! I like that.
I've been waiting. I don't need to turn heel. I start there.
Oh God, that's great. Well, it's your moment. It's your time. Go get them. All right.
Take it easy, Ryan.
All right, see
Later.
you guys. Bye.
Take care, Ryan.
I have a
It's mutual respect.
I have a message to deliver from Brad. He asked me to deliver once Ryan was off because he didn't want to interrupt the stream. He said voting is closed. 134 total ballots. They will have a video up tomorrow night announcing winners.
There you go. There you go. I know.
Report, Brad, what we discussed last night. There's still time. You said 134. I don't care. It could be 104. It could be 85. Whatever number is required to make circumstances occur the way they need to. I'm just saying.
Yes, and for those that aren't up to speed of what Carlos is referring to, if you watched the show last night with him and Bobbles and Eric, Brad joined later, but there was a little bit of bribing going on.
Oh, yes. I made a
Of
very
course.
compelling case that Brad
I'm not arguing against you.
just saying.
I didn't watch the whole show, but I watched enough to where it's like, Carlos has a point. Carlos has a point. But yet, see, here's your problem though, Carlos. Eric had the nerve to offer Canadian money. Like that was the problem. Brad doesn't give two shits about Canadian money.
Well, Steve, Eric is a German national. He's pretending to be an American. Like he's very confused. He doesn't know the North American ways.
Yeah, that's true too. I forgot.
Yeah, like he bought a Team USA thing. He found it at Goodwill, and he's trying to sell this American thing. But I had very clearly on the corner of the screen, just making sure everybody saw, it was Ray Bork and a guy in a Team Germany jersey. It was clear as day.
I saw it. I saw it.
The evidence speaks for itself.
Very true. Very true.
Well, if Eric would stop going out in the winter and riding the bike around and falling and getting, well, you can't get hurt, but I mean, you hit your head enough times. Eric is obviously the concussion. What you look for, like, that guy's got a lot of stuff going on in the head, and it isn't much positivity. So him trying to do all these things and talking about Willie O'Ree and Mayo and it's just a mess, a convoluted mess of nonsense. But that is Eric.
Yeah. Well, listen, Willie O'Ree, like Eric tries to talk up Willie O'Ree. Again, he's trying to sell this ridiculous story. But even Willie O'Ree, in an autograph, and this is true, in the autograph, he put Eric in quotation marks. Even Willie O'Ree did not believe his ridiculous story. Willie O'Ree just looked at him and go, "This guy's full of shit." Yeah, Eric.
Like, okay, Eric.
Whatever you say, Kaiser.
Yeah.
That just solidifies that he's a figment of all of our imagination. Like,
not unlike Bob Lewis. This has been done before. There's precedence.
There is, but hey, Bob did come out of the shadows today.
I know how convenient that was. Right as part of my pitch to Brad, I said, if you, and I'm paraphrasing, but really quoting, if you help me rig this, you rig this for me, I will voluntarily leave and take Bob Lewis with me. I will complete the prophecy. Join me in this epic quest to right a wrong.
Well, there's a certain group text message that may or may not exist that a certain individual who will remain nameless wouldn't leave it alone. Crypto grifter. Sorry. Excuse me.
You mean the Cap Anson apologist, that guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that guy.
I've heard of him.
Yep. Every time we turn around, it's like, okay, so-and-so's made cast their ballot. Okay, here do we have left? It's like,
well, this is why I tried to make clear to Brad, like, Brad, it doesn't actually matter how many votes there are. It's how many votes we count. That's the only thing that actually matters. Dave, as a Colombian descent, we know a thing or two about rigged elections. Listen to the subject matter expert on this. So, unfortunately, we only received 25 legitimate votes. So the rest of them were all invalid. And Carlos got 100% of the vote. How did that happen? That's weird. That's never happened before. That's crazy.
well, if I'm being, I'm going to go on record. And I'm going to go ahead and announce the Hall of Fame class of 2026. I may miss one.
You'll be pretty close. If you got the right names, you're going to be pretty close, I think.
So the OG ballot is going to be as follows. It is going to be Drew, Max, and Steve. If it's not, I would be very surprised. But from almost everything that I've seen, it's going to be those three guys.
I remember mostly handles. Which one's Dead Guy Cardboard?
That would be the
not one of those.
Ah, what a shame. He's one of the ones that I've had on my ballot for years anyway.
And you have.
Yeah.
He got he got quite a few votes.
I like his stuff. I think it's good.
So, and that's what makes it hard because, well, for some it makes it hard, for some it doesn't make it as hard. But anyways, I digress. So for the modern ballot, and no particular order, because I don't know who's ultimately going to end up where it's going to end up. But 3D80s Kid, Clemente Collector, Chris from Missouri.
Okay.
So I'm only going to give you four. So one of them I'm not going to know. And Carlos, I think you're in this year.
No, I think I'm like
this year.
I didn't.
No?
I didn't sit there and watch them all. I would be. I would
I
be
think you're-
surprised. There's a lot of
No.
overlap with a lot of them.
There are, but I think you may not be 4, but I think you're going to be 5. Based on everything that I've watched up to this point, I think you're going to be number 5.
You're gonna watch, Dave. If Brad doesn't follow my explicit instructions, 6, and then that's it. We're burning the shit to the ground. I demand a recount in Florida.
38 votes for number 5. It's 37 for you. Like, oh,
That's right. We've been
And
down
of
this
course-
road before.
There are some that I know I've probably missed, but it's small handful. And
The vintage legacy Drew or whatever, but that's going to be one of them. That's going to be up there too. The Drew vintage, I think, of vintage legacy. That's the.
I will say
okay.
so. I haven't monitored as closely, but I will tell you that I do believe, like in all seriousness, as the careful analyst of this prestigious institution,
Mike
I
will
think
be-
yeah, Mike, Big, but see, that's the thing. Mike, Big Scott, and Stuke are all in those possibilities though too.
yeah, I think
That's-
I think what you're going to notice this time around, I think, is the gap between 1 and 4. I think is actually being closer than it usually is. I think it's
Mhm.
actually more spread out because I don't think there's nobody really running away with it. I think there's a bit of a mix because a
Agreed.
lot of the ballots have the same names.
Agreed.
Yeah, if you got a certain person, you likely have the other person and the third person, so they tend to be bunched up. So that means nobody actually gets away. The only way you get a separation is if somebody is on a bunch of ballots and then the other ones aren't. That's how you develop the gap.
Right. Well, and I'm going to say this too. This may be the first year in which they have to go to a tiebreaker.
I'm prepared
And
to send
that-
Eric to fight to the death if that's what's required.
And that's going to be where 5 comes into play because
That'll be a quick fight for Eric, though. I mean,
I don't lose in this situation, no matter what happens, Dave. As long as it's to the death. For the content gods, let's go. I lose nothing either way. This is great. And I'm going to cheat. So, and if Eric has to die while narrowly being victorious, that's like win-win.
true.
It'd be very heroic. So,
As long as it's live stream, because then
Oh, yes.
the
100%.
live
Yes, it would have
will
to.
make him
it
pay.
would have to be.
So I mean, he's
Listen, I'm going to have a documentary series with at least as many episodes as Tag. At least as many. Maybe more.
On a different note, IRP probably got the most votes ever this year. So
That's probably right. Yeah, that's probably right.
thank you to everybody who
You're
who voted
welcome.
for the IRP. No, you say you're welcome when we talk about thumbs down, Michael.
Yeah.
Come on. Did they do a tiebreaker in 2019? Yeah, okay, but I don't count that.
Ed, we're not counting the tiebreaker before the era of the fight to the death. That's the real tiebreaker. And you're not, unless Steve or Tommy Golf died in the course of that tiebreaker, it doesn't even count.
well, Steve is still making videos. Tommy Golf really hasn't.
Ah,
Oh,
He hasn't
so,
made anything for a lot of years. Yep.
so you're saying Steve should have won? If he's the one still alive, I feel like he should have won that.
Yeah, but in all fairness, like even some of the other guys that got in, like they had stopped making videos for some time, but because of the infamy of said individuals, a lot of people knew who they were, so of course they got the votes.
Yeah.
Because Tommy by far was a character within a character within a character. I mean, I love Tommy because like Dave and I, and even Michael for that matter, he didn't give two shits what you thought of him, really.
Yeah.
He loved cards. He loved being loud. He loved his booze, and he didn't give a fuck. Like, what else could you ask for, right?
Booze, golf, and cards.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Wildly entertaining.
yes,
You just
I-
had to have volume control.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
and make sure it was turned down because holy crap.
Yep.
How many times did you forget to turn the volume down when you started the Tommy video and was like, oh,
Too many.
shit.
I think after the first couple that I didn't, I'm like, if I'm watching this dude, it's gotta be on 1 because it's on 15 and my ears are still ringing 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh,
If not longer.
yeah. Dad, why are you commenting? I sent you the link.
He's trying to take down all the Cap Anson posters to try to get away from the allegations.
It's either that or maybe he's in cahoots with Brad trying to grease palms for something.
Something.
You know that crypto grifter.
I know.
Look, I'm just saying, if it takes a look for Brad and the committee, if it takes getting some Doge sent your way, I know a guy. The key is, Dave, I don't actually want to win by legitimate means. I don't actually care what the real ballot is. I specifically want to win by the cheating. The cheating is what makes it better.
As they're counting the ballots, you have a handful of ballots for you, and wow, look over there. There's a Dan Marino PMG green. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, where did that come from? That's
$20, man. Go get it, Brad.
yeah. The key to the whole thing. I was explaining this to Brad last night. I said the key to the whole thing is I actually want it to be really blatant, but that would actually make it funnier. It's like, so we received 138 votes. Carlos received 1,847 votes. How is that mathematically possible? I'm sorry, what? Exactly.
You're not a true American if you don't five times. So
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, one of the guys did rip off one of the things that I threw out into the ether just to see if anyone would take the bait. So Sports Card Dad voted for himself 10 times. I specifically pitched. I was saying that to Baseball Collector, Mike's best friend, Dave's best friend, Mike Baseball Collector. I threw it out there. I go, I didn't hear a rule saying you can't. He goes, well, it's like maybe in the first year, but in all the subsequent years, I didn't hear shit about voting for yourself. And I have heard even less about voting for yourself multiple times. The committee needed to make a ruling on that.
Well, and he wasn't the only one. There was another channel who did it too, who voted for Sports Card Dad 10 times.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
like, y'all get on my level. I have it on the record. February 13th, I threw that right out there with Baseball Collector in attendance on the screen. I got the receipts for that.
There you go, Carlos. See, Ed's even actually trying to help you.
That's right. That's how it needs to be done.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I want to see Carlos's induction speech. That's what I want to see.
That's what people want.
I don't give two shits about adjacency and Eric. Like, nobody cares.
But the one-man kazoo parade is pretty good, Steve. The one-man kazoo parade is a good enticement.
I will be looking forward to that as well, as long as that carries into next year as well.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
He may have to one-up it. Like, he may have to add another instrument.
I was just planning on letting him on fire.
Well, that works too.
Yeah, I'm saying.
All good watching material, I'm sure you get quite a few views. So, hey, I'm all for it.
By the time we're done, I'll be like, why is Carlos the only person in Sports Card YouTube with 1.5 million subscribers? Let me tell you, I lit a dumbass on fire. That's all it took.
Carlos, could you answer that question? Because if I'm being honest, like, I don't watch any of those guys. So
yeah. So doesn't make all the videos right after watching. So yes and no. Now Dustin is not original. No, he's not original. The reality is he capitalized because I've given him a lot of flack for it because honestly deserves it. It's funny, but the truth is no. He does the news thing, but he does the news thing in kind of the easiest possible way. Now it's helped him because now he's been able to get a bunch of he built up a lot of the subscriber base during the pandemic. Because what happens is if you're one of the first to get stuff out there, that's always going to pick up the max views because people are interested in getting the news thing. Neo did that, but where I think Neo kind of separated himself a little bit more is that now that he's got a bunch of industry contacts, they'll give him the heads up in advance. So you're actually getting the news ahead of time rather than reading the press release. If you're first to read the press release, yes, technically you're talking about, but there's no analysis, or the analysis is like bare minimum. Like, I just need to get 3 sponsor ad reads. It's more important to get the 3 sponsor ad reads in here than it is to actually give any analysis. I'll do a video 4 hours after those guys, but it's like, no, I'm actually going to give you some analysis. when I give a shit about the topic. It's like, hold on, I'll tell you what it is, but I'd rather actually explain something. Here's what I actually think is going on with it, or here's where I think it's relevant or not relevant or whatever. That's why I don't make a ton of news videos anymore.
Well, and that's the thing. It's here it is, moving on. Here it is, moving on. And you're right.
Yeah.
Anytime you take an opportunity to make a video as it pertains to specific hobby news, there is some sort of additional topics or conversation points as it pertains to what's going on and what you think may or may not be transpiring, what that could mean down the road. Or there's times in which it's like, I think this means absolutely nothing, but hey, this is what it is.
Yeah. Well, if you're not going to be first, you need to bring something else to the table. Otherwise, what's the point? Just watch the other guy's thing, because it's a waste of time. Like, you're just going to be repeating the same stuff again. You want to read the press release, go ahead. I'd rather throw something else in there. The Jim Beckett stuff at the end of last year, that was fun for me. But the reality is the podcast was out there, it was public. It's not like you couldn't hear it yourself.
100%.
But I could spend an hour ridiculing it. That's the added value. The added value is now I'm going to mock it mercilessly from beginning to end.
Yeah, that still blows my mind. And I'm not even going to go down that road.
One should never question a hobby goat, Steve.
Oh, but
did you? I don't know if you guys caught this one, but my favorite thing that came out of that was Mike Canadian Cards. I don't know if you guys caught that story. So when I was chatting with Mike at the expo, the fall expo, when all that whole thing was going on, I explained the story to Mike. He went and listened to the video, laughed his ass off. And then the next day at the expo, he goes, Carlos, come by my booth when you're around, because I never go in the mornings. I'm against mornings, Dave. Mornings, then I don't mix. But he goes, when you're around, come by my booth, because he had set up at one of the booths. And he gifted me the first issue of Beckett Hockey Magazine, signed by Jimbo himself. I was like, you get it, Mike. You get it. You understand. That's a thoughtful gift, Dave. That's a thoughtful gift.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles Nest 2023, motherfuckers. If you know, you know. Sorry. Where the fuck that come from?
That's the stuff that I get a kick out of, Dave. When people get it and then they're like, hey, come on by. And he goes, you no one else should have this. Here you go. Slides it across the table to me. And I was like, nice. Thanks, buddy. Love it.
Of course, but that's why a lot of people like Mike. Because he's
got a sense of humor. Dave would enjoy it. He would love to hang out. If you ever did come up to the expo, Dave, it would be one of your favorite things to know. Mike and I will have very frank conversations about Moynihan. I have no problem having that conversation. It's so much fun. So much fun.
There might have been a legend.
You know.
But we still have it. We still have it all the time. Like the last expo, it was the same thing. Like there's never a missed opportunity. We'll always have it. And they had like a little mini show at the same location as the expo a couple of weeks ago. And my Canadian Cards came over because he was feeling better after his hip surgery. So he was walking around a little bit more, which is good. He was feeling better. Him and Steven with the PH were hanging around a little bit, but we got a chance to sit down and chat over a beer while a lot of that was going on. So we got a chance to sit down and we were talking about a bunch of different things, including that, but then also other stuff too. It's we'll always sit down and have a chat.
Yeah, Mike's good people. Go ahead, Dave. I won't interrupt what you were going to say.
Yeah, we had at that national in 23. We had a good chat with Mike for about, what was it, 45
Close
minutes?
No, I think it was pushing like an hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things said in that. So.
Yeah, well, we probably had a similar conversation over multiple discussions because we'll sit down and have a couple beers and we'll sit there and chat. That's why I laugh, because in all seriousness, one of my favorite things, and this is why I give a lot of people a lot of flack. I don't really have a problem with Baseball Collective the way Dave does. Best friendship notwithstanding. because he's made entertainment fodder for me for the longest time. And at this point, Mike knows this. And I even gave Mike his credit during that discussion there. Go, listen, you're definitely a Carlos, BIC content all-star. Because let me tell you, every time something comes out of your mouth that I get to make a video on, I don't miss a trick.
No.
But he'll still show up. Look, you got to give him this, Dave. He will still show up and take his abuse on the live in person. So at this point, he's happy to take. Like, I'll give him his flag, and he's gonna have to just eat it, and it is what it is. But he'll show up.
I think he likes being on camera more than anything, so he'll go on no matter what, if he's getting praised or he's getting dogged, because he's on camera.
Well, so I'm waiting for the Instant Revolution podcast, expose with Mike Baseball Collector. Let's go.
I don't know if anybody wants to show up. I mean,
that would really break the fucking internet.
I am prepared to make the reaction video as long as it takes. I'm good for it, Dave. Don't challenge me. Don't tempt me with a good time.
you saw the picture from the National. So I mean, it was multiple times we talked too. It wasn't just like
that is correct.
Giddy like a schoolgirl, looking. Here comes Mike. I'm standing there. Here comes Mike, and he's just like just eager anticipation of what's going to happen. I'm like, if you think there's going to be a fight at a sports card show,
you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
So look, that's the reason why I have so much fun with a lot of this stuff. It's like most people in person doesn't matter what the back and forth is online. When it's in person, most people are like, either you won't talk to them at all, or it'll be like really basic, cordial, like the bare minimum. Because here's the problem, and this is actually a serious conversation that I've had with folks where like they can't get their head around it. It's like, you do understand this group venue is too small. This world is way too small. There are going to be mutual associations. We can have the conversations with Mike Canadian Cards and all that, but Mike is still buddies with Mike.
Yep.
And Garrett Card Cutter. I like Garrett, and I've had kind of a conversation with Garrett. We have Andy. She believe me refractors.
Yep.
I have good communications with all three gentlemen that I just named.
I know.
And we do not have any issues. That's why I say, like, I do not. I've said, for some reason, Mike doesn't get this through his head. It's like, I don't have a personal issue with you. You say dumb shit, and I will make fun of it, but that's because I'm Carlos. See, branding, beautiful branding.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make fun of it. You say stupid shit. You don't want me to make fun of you? Don't say stupid shit.
What a concept.
This ain't hard. This ain't hard.
But to add to that, it's no different than like the three of us. We all have people that we interact with or we like or are friends with, and like Dave can't stand 1, 2, or 3 of them, or vice versa. It's at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because even with the whole NBCC situation, and I'll say situation, even though it's not really a situation, most people can still be cordial in public. What's the point in looking like the dumbass or the asshole or whatever to then make yourself look like why would, I don't get it. Why would you do that? First and foremost, we know y'all don't like each other. Okay, great. But the irony is the fact that you run into each other at the National, and lo and behold, here's a singular picture of Dave and his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes all of this just, it blows my mind that just because people talk about you, get over it. Get over it.
Well, for that particular individual, I mean, his skin is soft as paper mache that's wet, or like tracing paper that's wet. I mean, it's gonna go right through every time.
But who gives a shit?
He does. That's it. That's the only person.
We talk about a lot of people. Carlos talks about a lot of people. for a multitude of reasons.
Man of peace.
Bullshit. Hashtag.
I
bullshit,
believe my
all
lies,
caps.
Steve. I believe my lies, Steve. Don't ruin this
That's-
for me.
But see, that's your problem. It just, life is too short. And, you know, if I'm being honest, I could give two flying fucks. 15 million people could get on a damn YouTube stream and talk all sorts of shit about me all they want to. The only limitation to that is if you go after my family, my kids, my dogs, my extended family, then we're going to have a fucking problem. Outside of that, you can say whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Because guess what? I don't lose any sleep. The only time I lose sleep is when I've got work shit freaking just all in my head. And that has nothing to do with this. Because life is too short.
No, you lose
I give a
sleep
shit.
this time of year because of the votes. You don't know if we'll get enough votes to
That
get
is not an accurate statement either, Dave. No, I got they're I'm not going to go into work talk, but Steve did ask. So he said there's a rumor that you quit your day job and now like solely survive off of YouTube revenue.
I think, Steve, if I was able to do that, the most impressive part of it would be how I survive on less than $100 a month. That would be the most impressive part. And at that point, you should worship me as a god. Because if
not
I
even-
can manage that, that's pretty damn good. That's impressive.
But again, you know, I'm speaking for myself, but a lot of the things that, or individuals that get brought up here, it all because like shit gets spewed out both sides of your mouth. Like if you want to do you, fine. Be transparent about what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. But don't say this and act this and be a part of this and try and exude this when actually what you're trying to do is this. There has never been a moment on this show in which we have ever claimed to be something that we're not. Carlos can attest. Carlos was the original asshole, and then Dave and I showed up a short time later. We are the assholes of the community because why? Because we're not
I
scared
beat
to
you
speak
all
our
to
mind.
YouTube. So
It has been told to me on various reliable accounts that YouTube did not exist before 2020, so I have no idea who you are.
yep.
That's a load of shit.
But you do have one of my Brett Favre's that you have purchased previously, so that's the thing.
Had
That's nice. I like it. I like it.
yep. And that was crazy that I bought it and then I saw the name. I'm like, I know that name.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I don't know where you received that information, but the company I work for is based out of Canada, and that's an inaccurate statement.
And
Just
also,
saying.
I did not get that memo. I did not
Just
receive it.
saying.
My fax machine was broken that day. Unfortunately, no one has come by to repair it. So I'm sure there's been subsequent memos, reminders.
Are you sure it wasn't
accusations.
the telegram got lost? I mean, I would think it would have been a telegram, not fax. But
No, I have a fax, but unfortunately, it's not plugged in. But I have one.
oh well, that could be why you didn't get it then, right?
That could be. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they would have sent a telegram though too. So like, what happened to that?
You know what, Steve? Maybe they're sending it to Carlos Senior. We literally have the
Okay.
same name.
That
Oh,
makes
that could be
sense.
so confusing.
That
my-
makes sense. That makes sense.
Maybe
That
that's
makes
now.
sense.
Unfortunately, Carlos Senior doesn't read those memos, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why he is the way he is. And Steve, we've cracked the case.
Hey, we
Oh my
figured it out.
God, it's a misunderstanding. We all messed up.
Thank
It's too,
God I'm
at this point, it's
sitting
too late,
down.
John. It's over.
Thank God I'm sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Ay. So yeah, hoping that we would have like found out, but Brad and Ray and Scott are busy tabulating.
I think they've been mostly on it, to be honest with you. That's what
No,
one
they
of the things
have.
I asked
They
Brad.
have.
I go,
They have. You can
realistically,
tell.
there was a bunch of last minutes ones for sure.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I think with a lot of the like I saw a couple at the end. Now make sure Brad only count the ones that included me. So ignore the other ones. Toss them in the trash.
Yeah, toss it out.
Yeah, they're in the trash. Listen, one man kazoo parade. Do it for the speech. Do it for the one man kazoo parade. I have very legitimate reasons. Next year, you can put in 10 vintage baseball channels. Who cares? There'll be plenty of opportunity for that. What are we doing here, Steve? As a people, we're thinking about this all wrong.
I'm aware.
I'm trying to help.
Wishful
You, Dave.
thinking.
Help me, help you is what I keep telling these people, and they're not getting this.
Well, see, I always keep thinking about this around this time of year. It's, we always talk about, we thank the individuals that actually vote for us as individuals, but we always try and push everybody to vote for the IRP. Living legend in the freaking building. What's going on, Phil? Somebody who should have been in a long time ago, too.
Right.
But
Correct.
it's one of those in which I sit there and I think quite a bit about it. What Dave would actually create for the induction speech, not just for himself, but for the IRP. That is one of the only reasons why I want one or the other to get in is because like Carlos said, his speech, one man kazoo.
Mm-hmm.
Between Carlos and Dave, I think that would be magic. But it needs to be on the same ballot. It needs to be the same inducted in the same class. It's the only way it needs to. That's the only way it'll work. So Carlos, if you don't make it in this year, even though you're trying to cheat, y'all need to start planning for next year.
I'm ready, Dave. Let's go.
I've thought about some stuff, but I mean it's more of a production thing. That's going to be the key. I think I could come up with something pretty solid, and
Pretty solid,
and not be again. I'm not going to go like my good friend, my best friend, and whatever my idea is going to be one of the greatest of all time. I will say like pretty solid, and in my mind, that's hopefully going to be great for everyone else. But yeah, I think I could come up with something pretty good and not be the same cookie cutter stuff that everybody says. Which again, it's fine, but I mean, I have a little more creativity than.
Well, would you like to hear my vote though for that? Get rid of the fucking speeches.
So I agree with Steve, but I'm going to take a different angle on this. I want an acceptance video because then we open up the possibilities.
I was going to say
real interesting
response video like that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that because, like, Dave mentioned the creativity aspect. Like, the sky's the limit because one, you're Carlos, and two, he's Dave, and like I could only imagine what that would look like.
Well, you've seen some of the response videos. I know if anybody stumbles back in time and our channels, you'll see response videos for content.
Not my channel. I lack in creativity, which is why I didn't participate in any of those.
You are the most creative person I know.
Yes, and I'm not the self-proclaimed hockey oracle either.
You're foul mouth, yeah.
Well, Steve, I already told you, if you ever want to come up to Toronto, you can visit the Hockey Oracle statue. Like we finally had to put it up because we just got tired of waiting. It was like, there are people that worship every single day.
Mm-hmm.
They don't leave.
Yep.
Amit being one of them.
I
All
was
the
going
time.
to say,
Literally never leaves. Never leaves.
is he camped out?
He holds
Every
a
single day.
vigil.
Some people go to Mecca. Some people visit the Steve statue.
Yeah, no.
Same. But yeah, I think, look, like I said, I'm of the opinion that if you did an acceptance video, that opens up the possibilities. I'm thinking, Dave, we
like
can
that.
storyboard this thing. We can storyboard this
I
thing.
like that.
But what I'm feeling right now is we started off very similar to a lot of the rants of Lake Superior, but in the background is We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel playing.
I'm liking it.
And that's just a start. But we can work on this. We can workshop this thing and make it into quite the production. But I'm saying right off the top, Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire in the background with Lake Superior, begin scene.
I'm liking where this is going.
That's a good template.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There are levels to this. This is why I kept trying to tell him in recent weeks, Steve. I was trying to tell people on the podcast episode. I told them on the other podcast that I do. All the other ones, I'm just like, kids, get on my level. Get on my level. I'm half-assing this thing and I'm still lapping. Get on my level.
That will be one of the things that comparative. I know a lot of the folks probably in chat are tired of hearing us talk about the old guard and all that shit, and that's fine.
Hey, who gives a damn? There's 32 people in here. Let's talk about the fucking old guard.
The creativity for response videos, it wasn't you're showing your Clementa, your Mantle, your Maze, your Aaron. You had a lot of people doing a lot of creative stuff for a lot less of a, again, when you had a contest response, it wasn't a huge prize, but it was like, okay, if we get this video out there, A, we're going to make some new friends because people see it, and B, it'll be like, okay, I want to push the envelope. I was dumb enough to take a shower. With a response video, which is great because I mean I love that. That was nobody else was being that stupid.
Mule milk.
Because even then, Gary wasn't making a ton of videos. I don't think by that point, because I think that was early 2011.
He came out of the woodwork for a few response videos, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like he was before we got on. I think he was more so, and then like basically as we were starting to make videos, he was not. But you just don't have that ballsiness to do something or just like put yourself out there and not be the same person you show on your channel all the time.
Very true.
And I don't know if that's because people are dipping into like setting up at card shows more or trying to be part of other channels that are monetized more or what the deal is, but it was so much fun doing those type of videos and trying to figure out stupid shit to do. Like the mule milk, that was fucking like 15, 20 below. And I'm fucking drinking milk, holding a goddamn half gallon of milk, and it's fucking cold in the middle of nowhere at my aunt's. So just stuff like that.
And those were, some of those all had to do with, it was almost like the March Madness bracket. I mean, that's ultimately what it was. You had each so-and-so against so-and-so, Dave against whoever, and whoever ended up making videos, you know, it just, we all voted, or certain people voted. I don't remember how the votes were tabulated or who vote. But it moved on all the way up through the finals.
And it was fun. It was something where, again, it's like you're forced to be creative.
Yep, think outside the box, which, again, not this guy. Not
And that's
this-
like Scott. Scott 2244 when he'd
in the
be
hole.
the pickle and he'd have his Rams hat on and again just stuff that's fun. I mean, I don't remember or recall like the last like video like that.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And that's what I mean. It's just always the same cookie cutter. Here's my top 5 whatever cards. Here's my top 3 this card. Top what again, that's great, but do something that puts you out
Yep.
there.
But that's the thing, Steve. Like you went psycho. So
Yeah.
I mean,
You went Captain Insano on us and
so I mean, creativity or not, you decided to go the extreme route, and it worked. It didn't pay off in favor, but you know, hey,
it's a memory. It's a memorable moment.
It is, but I think you have to be kind of careful, Dave. Otherwise, you wind up with the ECW problem, which is yes, that this was very creative and innovative, but okay, go ahead, try doing it right now. 5 hospital visits later, like it's like it ain't happening. The bones ain't holding up. And again, I am willing to sacrifice Eric, but you know, again, we only have so many patsies.
Yeah, I know.
Just throwing
I
it
know.
out there.
And I don't think it's like there's gonna be one of those funerals in like Nigeria where all the people are shucking and jiving. I don't know if you got enough people that can hold me up and shuck and jive. It's gonna have to be like a mass tag team match where people tag out to shuck and jive. Come on, oh god. You know, people like laying on the roadside and gonna have funerals for them. So but a lot of that wasn't I had a couple videos I wanted to do, but I just never got around to them because at the old place there was a deck where I was thinking like, how can I set something up and jump off the deck? Do like a table or something really, really push the boundaries of creativity, as they say.
Dave's next video from the hospital bed.
I was about to say, yeah, it's like, and at this point, like if you get outside of Sports Card YouTube, just to be clear on this, it's like, and this guy did this 6 years ago, and this guy did this 14 years ago. It's like, and this is basically a guy just ripping off Jackass. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. I think there's something to be said. I always used to give Ed a lot of crap about this. I always used to give him a ton of crap about this. I've watched because Ed used to so like just to bring it all around to talk about the whole YouTube bullshit, Hall of Fame bullshit. The reality is, if it's supposed to be a shout out thing, fine. If that's what you want to do, obviously it's not. We know it's not, but whatever. My opinion always like Ed actually did probably the thing that makes more sense, which is to say, you really want to shout out some of these channels. Who the hell's stopping you for doing it in June 14th?
Yep.
March 27th. Like there's nothing stopping you. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Correct.
I have always been, I poke a lot of fun. I was, Steve was giving you my intro there. You're like, I haven't been here in a while just because, I don't get a link. So and that's fine. But I'm happy to pop on whenever. Listen, when there's shit talking involved, you know how to find me. You have my number. It ain't that hard. That's on you.
Well, and let's be real though, Carlos, like, this is the polarizing topic and has been for some time. So why would we not?
Yeah. No, I get
it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, but again, that's on you. But like I'm around. Like just say, hey Carlos, would you come on to talk some shit? My pleasure. It's a day that ends in Y, I'm in. But the point is that so if it's supposed to be a shout out thing, it can be whenever you want. It can be any time you like. It can be any channel you want. You can talk about it. Who the hell says you need a prompt if you would really like to? Ed used to throw in some of the old school channels, but I've always been, I feel like I've always been very straightforward with you guys. I've watched some of the videos and some of the channels that Ed basically published for some of the recommendations. And I'll be very straightforward with you. I think the videos were shit. I didn't like them. Now, you guys know those guys, so you have context that I wouldn't have somebody watching it after the fact. So it doesn't land.
All
My
our
humor is
videos
not
were
there.
shit. All our videos were shit.
I'm not talking about
because-
quality. I'm not talking about quality. I'm talking about content. I'm talking about what they said. The delivery, none of it worked for me. None of it. But that's okay. It doesn't need to. That's not the point. But the point is I'm allowed to look at it and say, like, no, you want to publish that video today. I still think it's shit. You can have it in 8K and I still think it's shit. But that's not my problem. But it's okay. But I'm glad he still made the recommendation. You can check it out. And if you like it, awesome. Then go watch back some of those videos. That's why I joked about it with Brad. And I said, look, my favorite thing in the world would have been, specifically because Dave called it out, would have been to not name a single OG. Not a one. But I already had them. Like, I already had them in my previous ballot. Like, it would have been inconsistent. Burt Cat 80 is going to get my vote because fellow Packer fan, I like what he does. I appreciate him for that. Dead Guy Cardboard, I like his stuff. So I've always enjoyed it. So I'll put him on there. No problem. So I'm just being consistent. But otherwise, no, I would have left it empty. He's like, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, but you said it yourself. You would have done it only to spite Dave, and
Pretty much, yeah. Uh-huh.
but you would be on par. Like you would, like we would kind of expect that, though. I mean, let's
Correct.
be real.
And I'd come on right on here and we could have a discussion on it. Happily, with joy.
No, Rick. We were hoping we would get a sneak peek, but Michael did get a message from Brad stating that voting had closed. Total number of ballots, and there would be the results show sometime tomorrow evening. We will hear the results. Yes, Ed, but what he is stating is the fact that the delivery and what they were doing indoor.
Yeah, like the video
shit.
wouldn't have worked for me in 2026. Is my point. Like I'm saying, it's not about the technology. I'm okay with there are old videos that I like fine, and they're recorded on a potato. It's not about the video quality. It's not about even the audio quality. Now, unless the audio quality is really atrocious, then God, I can't hear it, listen to it. But that's not what it is. It works in the moment when you guys are there with them at that time and you're watching. Now, remember, we always talk about this. I didn't start on YouTube in 2018. 2018 is when I started making videos on sports cards. Yep. There's a very important distinction we got to make here. I was on YouTube prior to that. Correct. If I had started making sports card videos when I actually started on YouTube, technically I would have qualified for the OG ballot.
The OG, yep, yes,
yeah.
That was correct.
And I was collecting the whole time. I didn't restart collecting in 2018. I was doing that shit since right from the beginning of 1990. And I got videos on Blu-rays and movie shit that have way more views than all my sports card shit combined. All of it. So I could have kept going down that path. It is stuff that I like collecting, stuff that I enjoyed. I just not into it as much as I was. And I was like, all right, well, I still got this channel. I still like making videos. What do I want to make videos on? Well, why not just make videos on the shit that I've been doing for 20 years? I already know this shit. So it's easy for me. Now, here's the key. One critical thing when we talk about obviously the people that laid the path before us. When I started doing videos on that, yes, I knew about box breaks, but I really wasn't watching a lot of box breaks. But I was like, all right, I'm going to go open some boxes. I'll record it and I'll do that. So the first couple of sports card videos are box breaks because, well, I was into it at the time, 2018 football rookie class. I was opening some boxes. So I go, what the hell? I'll make them. But if none of the OGs had ever existed, I probably would have still done it. Just nobody would have been watching. Right. I don't give a shit. So I'll give you credit, but at the same time, you weren't the reason that I started. I'm just speaking as the OGs in general. You're not the reason I started.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
But I can still appreciate, I can respect for it, but doesn't mean I need to love the videos. But I'll appreciate who I appreciate. I'll look at you on the merits of the videos themselves.
You didn't stumble across breaking videos when you decided to do it.
Yeah.
Unlike us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the first things that most of us kind of stumbled across, and everything else was, history.
Yeah, totally fair. That's why I say, like, I just don't want to discount that some people are allowed to come up with things on themselves. Like, here's a platform. I've already been making videos on said platform already. Why don't I just talk about something I'm interested in? That is not a leap. That's totally in the realm of, yeah. It's the same reason those guys started. Hey, here's a platform. I can make videos on it. What the hell? I'll make some. Somebody has to be the first to get the ball rolling. And then maybe somebody sees and gets the idea, but other people can just simultaneously at the same time have the same idea.
Very true. Very true. And of course, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse to a degree, but the bigger difference between, again, like us and you, there was 50 million more channels that were out there when it came to when you decided to shift. So unless you were doing random searches on YouTube for
Mhm.
box breaks or anything, like you would have never stumbled across it. It would have
Correct.
never been in your recommended videos,
Mhm.
nothing along those lines. Of course, back in our day, recommended videos wasn't even a thing. But the number of channels, of course, was different then compared to when you started doing your box break videos.
Mhm.
So I don't want to say it's like comparing apples to oranges because it's not. It's comparing apples to apples. It's just at a different time.
Yeah.
Is the only
And,
difference.
and the box break thing didn't really work for me because I'm not really, I enjoy opening the boxes, but I don't enjoy being a character on camera. I don't get excited about big
Makes
pulls the way
sense.
that some people do. So what actually worked for me better, and this takes experimentation. You got to try stuff first. That's the way you figure out what you like and what you don't like to do. I like to do commentary. Commentary is more fun for me. And that's what a coincidence that ends up being what happened. So, like the first, I think, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the first video that you caught on was when your best friend decided to burn those cards, and then you came across that video where I gave a commentary.
Yep.
And I didn't do Hellfire and Brimstone, but I go, this is dumb. This ain't gonna work.
So then I'm like, who's this guy? Let me see what he's got on here. And okay, that seems like at least somebody with some intelligence, and that was I won't say rare at the time because this was that was right as COVID was getting going, I think.
It might have been there, maybe just before. It's somewhere in that neighborhood for sure. It's somewhere in that neighborhood.
So it wasn't like the infiltration of like the short bus rejects had already soiled the community, but I mean it was like good. This guy at least is saying something instead of the usual, oh, it's his cards. He can do what he wants, or oh, it's terrible. And it's like, no, the guy's a dumbass for buying something, telling people what to collect, and then saying collect what you like.
Mhm.
And that's when that's the gist of it, and he's too hard headed to understand that. And then it becomes troublesome, and it's like, good, somebody else is saying something that I would say or I'm gonna say. So good. And he's from north of the border, which is still south of me.
Right.
So
Right. But that's the thing, like there was room for that though, because at that point the commentary thing hadn't been overblown yet. So that was one of the first like sports card videos that actually started to get a little bit of traction because it was a thing at the moment, and that worked really well. So it's like that's all you really got to do is at the time try something, and then if it works, it works, and you're going to find out pretty quick. And people responded. People gave comments. They talked about it with me and stuff like that. They reached out, and that was fine. But that's how this game is played. And then as you go forward, you're like, okay, so what else do I like to do? And eventually, I got into the live stream thing, and that works for me. So it's like great. But that's how you find out, Dave. Like you're not going to know if you don't try.
correct. Well, that was what he had 2 videos, I think, in that time frame that were egregious. The one where he was telling people, like, why aren't you voting for these folks for the YouTube Hall of Fame? It's insane that so and so's not getting more votes or so and so, and then I think that popped on a Monday morning and it was down by noon, and then the burning video that
Right.
he, again eventually took down. I'm like, well, you feel strongly enough about 2 things, but not strongly enough to like let the videos like sit up and take whatever they're gonna take. I mean, plus, minus, negative comments, hate, positive. It just that's where I get. I don't know. It's not mad or any of that. It's just like that's when you see the person. It's like who cares? Who cares if it's up? I've got a video again calling Mike a cancer. That's still up. I'm not taking it down. And I know some of his henchmen or the people that love him commented, "Well, you're an idiot or whatever for saying that." They're like, "Well, I'm an idiot, but I have an opinion." That's my
So I
right
think
to
what you're touching on, Dave, and this is where my hosting instincts take over. So Michael, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. I think any video, like as long as you're not doing something actually legitimately problematic, like if you're trying to advocate for something you probably shouldn't be advocating for legal
Yeah,
reasons. Uh,
allegedly.
but as long as if you have an opinion, if it's a considered opinion and you're comfortable living with it, why the hell would you ever need to take a video down? If you mean what you say and you say what you mean, then why would there be any reason to ever take down a video? Just say your piece and be done with it and live with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's complicated. I think as long as you're comfortable, I've joked with Eric a million times. It's like I'm comfortable with everything I say. There's a lot of stuff that people will disagree with me in the way that I take it, and that's okay. That's fine. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's there. The record is available. You guys can go watch it on playback. It's still available because I said it because I meant it. But I also made sure that I did think about it enough to make sure that I worded it in the way that I was comfortable with, so it represented what I actually thought. There's one thing if you completely go so far as to like, actually, that isn't what I meant. Well, then you screwed yourself over. You got to make sure that you do say what you mean in a way that it is clear what you actually mean.
Use the correct verbiage and, as Steve could attest to, nomenclature.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot of this. That's been what the wrapping around and dovetailing to like the YouTube Hall of Fame nonsense. That's the thing that I think watching any of the videos, because a lot of them I'll just sit there and do the description box and who'd you vote for. If it's people I know, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. But then when I see it's like just like the holding up the card and then 10 votes and then you're done. So now all of a sudden the OG stuff, and again, whatever the case may be, it's weird to me when Brad did all the work, gave you like the hyperlink or whatever to the channel, highlighted channels that still are currently active, and then people say, well, it's too much work or it's like a job to go there and look at this stuff. But you want to learn about the history of the game, you'll watch Ken Burns' This Is Baseball or whatever that was in '94. How many times? Or watch This Week in Baseball, watch all these documentaries, all this. You'll flood your brain with knowledge of the history of the game. And yes, that might be a million times more important than YouTube, which again, 100% fine. But say that. That's where I always have had the problem. You've known this as long as you've known me. If you don't speak, like you said, the exact thing you mean, you leave it open for interpretation, no matter what that interpretation is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Well,
not
so
that's
Ed,
not one of the
like
favorite things.
Ed in his follow-up point totally kind of touched on what you were talking about. So it said where he says, I understand your point. And what Ed is referring to, if you read between the lines, is he's talking about we need to appreciate Cap Anson, is what he's saying.
Well, that goes without saying, though.
He said, look, you need to honor the past in some way if you're doing a Hall of Fame. Back in the era when the overwhelming majority did it for the love of collecting. Cap Anson? Ed, slow your roll, my man. Slow your roll.
Well,
The Cap Anson glazing is getting out of control, man.
I mean, I even took it a step further. You know, a lot of people who voted, because let's face it, this is one of the few times in which not as popular channels get significant number of views because of the topic. If you're going to watch some of the videos, most of the time you're not going to watch it in the first place. I admit it. There's only a small handful of legit videos that I watch from start to finish. If not, I'm checking on the description and I'm checking to see who they voted for. Mm-hmm. But even if you do that, if you've gone and checked out videos and those people have voted for those OG channels, there's a reason that they voted for said OG channels. You're talking 2 minutes. Most of us actually do it with the @ so literally you click the button and it takes you there. You can see what they have. Okay, yeah, this isn't for me. Okay. You go to the next one. Oh, yep. No, no interest. They click on the next one. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I can probably get behind this. You don't have to know them. You don't have to know them. Take it for what it's worth. I voted for Victor Negron Carbs. I don't know Victor, but I do watch his stuff from time to time. But I don't know him. You're talking 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
And sometimes not knowing helps. I know Bob Lewis, and my first thought is impeach. That's the first thought that comes to my mind.
So, one who's definitely going to get in on the OG ballot.
I would think so. I think the names come up quite a bit for sure. I think so. To your point, I think Brad's inclusion of the OG ballot actually helped a lot of people because it did get certain channels to focus on it. The irony, Dave, is that actually less people voting actually helps certain guys. It actually helps coalesce the voting around certain channels. So it actually allows the people who do want to do it to actually focus their attention on certain specific channels. And it actually takes care of clearing that side of it. And then the other side of it, it actually opens up some slots to be like, all right, figure it out. The part I actually object to. Well, this is one thing I mentioned with Brad because I laugh. It's like, I don't have a problem. I never fill my ballot. I don't feel like filling it just for the sake. I'm not worried about making anybody feel better. There are guys who I legitimately like, and I'm not just picking their channel just because. And it's like, no, it's like, I've kept it very light because it's like, no, there's certain things that certain folks that I included in there. What's funny, Steve, in this year's one, I didn't explain a damn thing. I just did the thing where I just read a section.
And you had them up there.
And I just put them there, but I didn't explain a damn thing. If someone wants to know that, so maybe I'll say that for the Friday Live. If someone would like to know why I picked certain channel, yeah, I would rather explain it there. Like, just ask. I'll be happy to explain my selections and why. But otherwise, I was like, no, I'm going to read you some existentialism. That's what you're getting.
But even now, like early on, I kind of understood the possibility or those individuals that talked about the channels that they voted for whatever reason.
Sure.
Maybe it was their first time voting. Maybe it was the first time they were eligible. Okay, I can get behind that. But on the flip side of that, at the end of the day, doesn't matter why I fucking voted for somebody. Maybe they fucking gave me $1,000 to vote for.
Oh, please. I would so sell spots. This is how, Steve, I make the money. This is it. And I've been very clear on this. I will sell out. Dave, I've been consistent on this point. I will sell out so hard. There is the selling out will be the stuff of legend.
Well, just if that's the case and it does work in your favor, Carlos, just remember me in your acceptance speech. That's all.
Listen, there'll be an envelope of cash that just slides across the table, Steve. I'll take care of you. Take care of you. No questions asked, no names. Just this envelope sliding into the end of the table.
I'm not asking for much.
That was always one of the jokes that I used to say with one of the things, like, well, Carlos, because obviously we talk about a lot of different channels that do a lot of various types of selling out. And I was sitting there like, look, I have no moral opposition to selling out. Again, half Colombian, like, guys, my birthright. This is literally what we do. Okay. But the thing is, I was saying, like, make sure there's enough zeros on it to make it worth your while. You only get to properly sell out once. So if you're gonna do it, Dave, mega yacht, work with me on this. You got to make it worth your while.
Yeah, it's just not going to be one fistful of the Virgil money.
Not good
enough. Man, it's going to be.
Mm-mm.
It's going to be one of those old Halliburtons that's full of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where And maybe there's another one that's in a trunk. Maybe there's another one that's in
Mm-hmm.
a closet, perhaps. Maybe there's one underneath a Barca lounger.
Yeah. The $1 Million Man was correct. Everybody's got a price. But the thing is, like, make it worth your while, buddy. Steve, I will sell out all my hobby cred in a second if the check is big enough. Done. But you got to make it worth my while, man. Make it worth my while.
Yeah, well, that's left open for interpretation, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's worth Carlos's while?
All of us are going to have a different answer to that question. All of us are going to have a different answer to the question. Look, my favorite thing was that I talked about it on last night's thing. There was that Josh Rosen card that sold for like $27K, whatever it was. I died of laughter. I literally have, Steve. I got to make another video for it. I have a 1,600 count box to 2 rows full of 2018 Josh Rosen shit. And there's national treasures, all kinds of shit in there. I was sitting there like, dude, for $27K, you can have the whole damn box.
Yeah, you can have the box, and you would hand deliver it. I caught that part of it too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like I would make so much money. And you've got like 12 one-of-ones in that shit, not just one.
Right?
Yep.
Shit.
That,
like, just call me.
That was the thing, though, about some of these videos. It's well, I can only vote for 10 channels. I don't want to hurt my friends' feelings.
That's the point I was trying to get at. The reality is, I don't care about hurting anybody's feelings. You got a problem with it, call me. But like otherwise, like, what are we talking about? Come on.
I mean, most of these collectors that are saying that are older than us. That's the issue. It's like, what? Again, if you guys are that thin-skinned, there's 10 spots. If you didn't make it, do better. Sorry.
And also, hurting feelings is kind of a feature. I'm kind of like, I've been known to hurt the odd feeling here and there. It happens sometimes. It is what it is. Not gonna lie, but it's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, everybody as a collector has to figure out what it is they want. This shit should be fun. I like to think that it's entertaining for me. I like it because of the ridiculously of it. Although, the one little sneaky thing that Brad did throw in there is that currently they don't have he did mention that there might be a content gods angle on this. Currently, they don't necessarily have access to the supplier for the patches. We may get no stinking patches, Dave. We may be patchless. I did offer a solution. I said bowling trophy, slap something on top.
It could be. Some macrame. Somebody could make something off Etsy or Pinterest or.
The cheaper and crummier, the better. What if somebody gets not even a bowling trophy? What if somebody gets like a curling trophy, or like field hockey? And they literally just like put like a sticky note on the front of it. 2026 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame.
A spelling bee troll.
It's like, look, this is what we found at the Goodwill. Just take it.
No, it needs to be a participation trophy, guys. Come on.
I think I got some extra ones from Little League. If they want, I can donate a few to the cause.
Well, I could always go to my storage and pull out some of my old soccer trophies. I know I've only got 1 third place though. Everything else is like first and second. So
I got a few extra bowling plaques if someone wants one. I think I can hook you up.
Damn.
It's about solutions, right, Dave. Look, I'm trying to offer solutions here, man. I'm trying to help.
We get it. Give everybody a custom Pokemon. No, it needs to be one piece. Come on, Ed. Let's be real.
If it comes with a diamond encrusted necklace, we could probably get Golden to sell it. We could make some bank.
Probably.
Just saying.
Does Topps still do the make a card thing on the website?
No, they put it on hold there for a while. I haven't been on there in a bit.
That's a good question.
I haven't seen anybody post any in like the last year.
Okay. I was going to say, make an 87 Topps card with like a HOF banner on there somewhere.
Well, because I want to say it was at least a couple of years ago, and it all spawned from conversation on the show or whatever, IRP custom cards.
Yeah.
And I went and was trying to search, and at that point in time, it had been suspended temporarily. But who's to say they bring it back or they don't, or somebody else does something? Who knows?
That's a shame because those were easy. That was actually kind of I still have a small stack of those. So it's like that was an easy thing to do. It was kind of apparently not. Looks like they haven't done it in a while. So
So
weird.
Does it still say like suspended or whatever? Or
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I could find. I'm just trying to see if I could find a site for it. But yeah, that's a shame. That's too bad. I actually wouldn't mind that.
Maybe somebody should email Topps tomorrow's Hall of Fame results, and then we can have a Topps Now card or cards for the day.
Rush the field and take a shit on second base. They'll make a Topps Now card.
There you go. Now's the time to be creative, so you get your own Hall of Fame induction card.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't Panini make poop emoji cards? Wasn't that a parallel?
I'm sure they did.
I think there were definitely emoji ones for sure. I definitely remember emoji ones. I know they did a couple of different emojis, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't shock me. that wouldn't surprise me at this stage. Although, Dave, I got a kick out of it. I laughed because somebody did the math and they found out that 2026 Series 1, they did like rough napkin math and they figured that the base set, there's like 1.4 million base cards of each base card. And I was sitting there, and then people were freaking out about it. Like, look, and just to be clear, yes, that is a lot of cards. But I'm sitting there like, you can more than double that and it still doesn't match 91 Topps.
Oh God.
Correct.
And 91 Topps is the 35th year anniversary, which hurts my feelings because that was the first full box that I ever opened back in the. I started collecting in 90, but 91 was the first full box that I ever opened. It was 91 Topps, the 40th anniversary set, and now this is the 35th year, which hurts. Which I'm not liking, Steve. I like to pretend I'm the youths, and it ain't happening. When the set I opened a full box of in 1991 is the 35th anniversary, like that makes me fucking old, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, well, it sucks getting old, man.
Although that did motivate me to get 2 mega boxes of the 2026, only because I want to pull a couple of the 91 cards. I was like, all right, fine. You got me on this one because I actually I have nostalgia again. And Brad almost gave away my cover. He almost told people that I actually collect cards. I go, I never talk about cards. I don't show cards in 3/4 of my videos or chat. I'm like, don't blow this for me, Brad.
Oh,
I got a brand and an image to maintain. I don't collect cards. It's not a thing.
Yeah, well, that's hashtag facts because it's usually hockey, and hockey isn't cards.
or wrestling.
I was gonna say, I could have done this while Ryan was on your screen. I literally got this from the UK today.
Is that one of your girl?
That's one of the WWE ones. That's actually one of the newer ones that I'm grabbing a couple of cards of, more on the prospecting side of things. But she's actually starting to get a little bit more attention, and that actually came in from the UK today. Although the king charged me tariffs, and I was like, all right, we're gonna have a conversation. The queen and I had an understanding. So the king and I might need to have a talk. That ain't cool, bro. That ain't cool.
Oh man.
But now I was laughing because I enjoyed the Randy Orton story, but at the same time, I haven't watched any WWE since WrestleMania 40. I actually don't enjoy the product, and I've specifically gone out of my way to avoid it because this is shit. This sucks. Randy Orton's great and all, but this sucks. This is real bad.
I watch recaps on YouTube.
It's right now. It's not a good time. Like I'm sitting there, like I did. Like I said, I was uncharacteristically quiet during Ryan's entire storytelling because at no point did I look with respect. I didn't want to interrupt because he was very passionate. This is his guy, and he's talking about it. And like I had no problem with that. I know he and Gelman, who's one of the guys on Instagram and stuff, they're doing a podcast. They do the I forget the name of it. The name is escaping me, but it's on the Stacking Slabs network. Like they actually do like a podcast about wrestling cards. And I was sitting there and I was resisting the urge to not go like, you don't talk about wrestling cards, you talk about WWE cards. That's not the same as wrestling cards. There are more cards than WWE cards. I just want acknowledgement of my restraint that I didn't say a damn thing. Didn't interrupt, didn't say a damn thing.
He's
correct.
watched AEW. Like
He has.
he's
Yeah, but it's one of those things
he is
where-
a wrestling fan, but he always like his main guys are in WWE, so that's where he focuses.
They are, but I think it's one of those things where like Gelman is very anti, which by the way, like you can have your preferences. It's not a problem. But again, if you're gonna sell yourself as a wrestler, you'll appreciate this, Dave. If you're gonna sell yourself as a wrestling card podcast, then your horizons are gonna have to be a little wider than WWE.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't encompass the whole. You may not like the product, and that's completely fine. Look, I don't have a problem with that. But then fine, bring in somebody occasionally that can speak on the product, because then you'll have that balance a little bit, because there are a bunch of us who do enjoy the product for what it is, because we also understand what it is and what it isn't. But when I'm looking at WWE, it's like, yes, there is a passionate fan base, but the ratings drop every single week. That continues to go down. They're struggling to sell tickets because they're too expensive, and the product isn't matching up for it. The analogy that I'll use is WWE is a fancy restaurant. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's it's immaculate. The serving staff is very polite. They take care of you. Steve, you pay $200 a plate. They take care of you. They sit you down. No problem. Everything looks great. They bring amazing presentation. They lift the lid. Smoke comes in, and you find the plate's empty. And then you're like, I'm still fucking starving. Like, I paid $200 for this show, but I'm still hungry because I'm not getting any fucking food on the plate.
Mhm.
That's WWE.
And that's fair. And again, that's why I watch the short snippets that they post on the WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because after I was trying to think, was it 40 was the last that I watched, just like you, Carlos?
Yeah, it was the one that
Probably.
where Cody Rhodes won the championship for the first time, completed the story, that whole bit.
Yep. So that's pretty much the last.
Yeah.
Because, and I've said this before, normally I would watch Royal Rumble and then WrestleMania. Outside of that, I didn't really give two shits.
Mhm.
But after WrestleMania 40, like some of the storyline was still good, but then like all of a sudden they a hard left turn.
Yeah.
And when some of your main guys and your big time draw, as far as superstars are concerned, they're too inconsistent as it pertains to when they're there, when they're not. Like, and I get it, Roman is let's face it, he may be in remission, but he still has cancer. Let's be real here.
Mhm.
So I can understand that aspect. But, you got somebody like Brock Lesnar who's probably knocking in fucking $30 million a year. Okay, that may be an exaggeration, but, he's still a big draw. Well, he can't show up once every fucking 6 months and expect that it just doesn't work. Just
So my funnest part about that, Steve, is that I have my second YouTube channel where I mostly just talk about wrestling and wrestling cards, mostly just wrestling cards. Yeah, wrestling cards only. I did a review of night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania 40. Those are the last two WWE events I watched. The last two. The WrestleMania night 1 recap that I did a review of it has 12,000 views. That destroys any video that I've done on sports cards ever. And that still gets views a couple of years now after the fact. Like in the last 90 days, that video from WrestleMania 40 has 3,000 views.
Huh?
That should tell you something. I'm saying, like, guys, that's like we're heading into WrestleMania 43, aren't we? Like, this is 43 this year.
Yeah.
That's a couple of years ago, guys. You still watching stuff from 40?
Yeah, but 40 was good.
The build up to it was good. The Rock helped a lot with
100%.
to where it was.
100%.
But it's not a coincidence that it's. I remember though making that. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember making the video. I just said I know Cody Rhodes is going to win. I'm paraphrasing, but I said I know Cody Rhodes is going to win. But the moment he wins, that's it for any creativity in this storyline.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He does not have. He can play the role of the star in this position. He can go out there. He's not inarticulate. It's not that he can't talk. He just doesn't have anything interesting to say. And he's never had anything interesting to say. For being the son of Dusty Rhodes, like, you're not actually very good at this.
Yeah, he's
But
not
in the
very
ring, you're
charismatic.
fine. But in the ring, you're fine.
What?
You know, you're not bad. But I'm sitting there like, I'm not tuning in to watch you. I'm not paying $1 to watch you do anything because I don't care about you.
Very fair. Dave, your retort before we call it a night.
That was for Ryan. I did that for you.
No, it's a struggle watching WWE. I mean, I'm the same as you. I'll watch. I watched the Royal Rumble afterwards, and it was horrendous. Elimination Chamber, like you said, was this Saturday. It's coming up. I don't even know the matches. Like, it used to be, you knew who was in each pod and who was starting out. All 6 participants. Now it's I don't even know.
I don't care.
I'm not. Steve just beat me to it. I'm sitting there like, jokes aside, and this is kind of my issue with thing. I think I'm glad that Ryan's still very passionate about it. I like that he and Gelman are doing the podcast. I'm not going to be supportive, Steve. It would be wrong of me to then do a YouTube channel talking about wrestling cards and stuff like that and not be supportive of a podcast to talk about wrestling cards. But my problem is that you're not talking about wrestling cards. My problem is you're talking about WWE cards, and you're talking about WWE cards because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
And, you know, and everything he said about Topps is perfectly valid, but Topps is also fucking up a lot of the hobby things for a lot of people. They know how to do marketing just about as well as anybody. Bringing in the superstars to be at those shows. All the things he said are 100% his experience, and I don't disagree with a damn thing he said. That's why I say I stayed quiet because I wasn't going to poo-poo his parade at all because he had a great time. And Randy Orton could have been the nicest guy in the world. All this could still be true. And I'm sitting there like, but this product is still shit. And Randy Orton is still part of the product that is shit. And it's overpriced. And right now it's going on. Literally, WWE only exists on hype at this point because it's not the quality of the product. The quality of the product's not holding up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how many superstars you have. Randy Orton's great for everything he does, but they screwed up the John Cena retirement. Like everything's lazy. It's the bare minimum, and you're charging me the premium price for the bare minimum. I'm like, that's why I said I'm not giving you guys a dime for this. It ain't happening.
I get it. I get it. On that note, this show is crap. Let's clean up the crap. Let's call it a night.
Wow. That's strong, Steve. That right there was eloquence. That was nomenclature.
I try.
See, Ryan can watch this on replay. It's like I was holding back. I was just holding back with the microphone, just waiting.
And I now get to add YouTube Hall of Fame shit to this part of the year with March Madness of things I fucking hate.
Yes, Michael. Yes.
Let
the hate fuel you.
It's just what more. How many shit things can we throw in these couple months that in the sports world that just blow?
Oh, be careful what you say.
I was gonna say, do not give the
Be
do
careful
not
what
throw
you
down
say.
the gauntlet.
Oh,
Somewhere.
Are you trying to tell me there's going to be a whatnot Hall of Fame of scammers?
There's already a YouTube All Stars. Maybe we should vote for 2 All Stars a year.
No, there's the Mantle Awards. Of,
yeah, we got the mantle. Awards.
Yes.
Oh, that. Yeah, they're
Wow.
next. It'll be the Vintage Community giving it best video of the year and best pickup of the year and
I doubt that.
best new content creator of the year.
I'm in favor of all of this. I don't care what Dave says. I'm here for the content gods. I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Yes, we know. We know, Carlos. We know.
Mhm.
Wrap us up, Dave.
Well, thanks to Ryan for jumping on. Thanks for Carlos making a return to the IRP. Long
See you guys in a year.
Yeah.
Look, it's up to Dave. It's not up to me. Sorry.
We'll have you on when we talk about 90, 91 Upper Deck French.
Oh, dude, I could do that. It's not even hard. It's not even hard. Parlez-vous français? Oui.
You can take my place for that show.
The Hockey Oracle is above that. It's not a big enough. Maybe 90, 91 OPG Premier, and then Steve
Yeah.
will give a shit.
No. Yep, absolutely not.
So stay tuned tomorrow for Brad, Ray, and Scott when they announce the Hall of Fame. If you hear like gunshots up near Toronto, cannons going off.
Brad, there's still time. You can backspace on those other votes. Just
You hear some trouble out by Boston. Hear like Mayo, like a 2,000-gallon drum dumping on Eric. You know something's went wrong. So
don't fight the will of the people, Brad. Just to be clear, Brad, Scotty Tradition, listen, fellow Packer fan, show love. And Ray from Philly, my favorite person from Philly, because some other people from Philadelphia are Cap Anson sympathizers, and I don't even acknowledge them.
nor should you.
That's all I'm saying.
So until next week, remember, collecting cards, it's a wonderful hobby. Bitching about the YouTube Hall of Fame, making great placeholders, that's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.